And the 3-hole hitter looks at him and he goes, "Throw me a fastball, you blankety blank." And I just looked up at him. I said, "Dude, wrong guy." Drilled him in the head with the next pitch.
Oh, in the head.
And I knew it. So here we go. Guys charging. I got to tackle him at the feet, and then everybody falls on me.
Could you breathe? Remember when you were a kid, you'd be at the bottom of a pile, and you'd be like, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe."
When your siblings would hold you down.
Yes, your siblings would hold you down.
Or
That was
how about
the
under
go-to.
a cover? When your siblings, I used to hate that.
Yeah.
Amy, did you ever get in a fight? And if so, could you describe it like second by second for us, please? I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
We have a texter, by the way, a texter to 314-436-7900 who claims to be Keith Gentry and is contradicting your account.
Is that right?
He says, "Listen here, you Trump lover. You know you lost that fight."
Followed by an LOL, by the way.
I remember it as if it were yesterday, and it was one of my finest moments.
Did he have a bloody nose like in a
No,
Christmas story?
I was just basically pounding on his back.
Yeah. Huh.
Like a drum.
Like a timpani.
Timpani. I still don't know what that is.
You don't know what a timpani is?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know what a timpani is?
This is the first time ever Kevin said he doesn't know. Answer Man, go find it. Is it the big thing in a symphony orchestra? Okay.
The timpani.
It's just a big old drum.
Yeah, just call it big ass drum.
Yeah, there you go.
A timpani.
KMOX welcomes the new host of the Meyer Jensen Sports Open Line.
We welcome you into Sports Open Line. My name's Matt Pauley.
Matt talks Cardinals baseball with you. Monday night at 6. Cardinals Radio is KMOX.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey for my trusted friend and realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is the agent I've been recommending for years. If you are planning to sell your home in this crazy seller's market, you do not want to leave a single dollar on the table. You'll love working with Gloria. Gloria Liu will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed-to price and time frame, or she will buy it guaranteed in writing. Her secret? Well, Gloria has the buyers. Thousands of ready buyers looking for homes in your price range and in your neighborhood. Lawrence and Shelby sold their St. Louis home in just 3 days at $17,250 over asking price with multiple offers when their previous agent produced 0 results. They chose Gloria over other agents and they were thrilled with the results. You should call Gloria Liu today with any questions. 314-325-6888. 314-325-6888. It's Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Find her online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. gloriahasthebuyers.com.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AAMCO.
If your house sits on a double lot and you're interested in selling it instead of mowing the extra ground, we're interested in buying it. We've been buying a lot of infill lots throughout the greater St. Louis area, and we're even buying raw ground. So if you have any land you're interested in selling, whether it's a vacant lot, raw ground, or house on a double lot, we're interested in buying it. We'll even subdivide it ourselves. Please reach out. Clamengroup.com. KLAMEN Group.com. 314-946-9999. 314-946-9999.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
Men, if you suffer from erectile dysfunction or PE, you can call other clinics and hope for the best. Or you can experience the Paramount Men's Medical Center difference. Their licensed physicians offer treatments that have a 98% success rate, regardless of age or medical history. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Schwartz. If you're not the man you used to be in the bedroom, Paramount Men's Medical Center offers custom blended medications with personalized care. Even men who have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer. And it's affordable.
Men, if Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, schedule a private consultation to experience the Paramount Men's Medical Center difference. See results on your first visit guaranteed, or your consultation is free. Call 314-720-8081. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. Do you have a home or a business made out of stone or brick? If so, listen up, because Morelli Tuck Pointing is the masonry specialist, serving St. Louis for 31 years. Morelli Tuck Pointing can work on completely solid houses and buildings, spot pointing with color match, brick and stone repair, foundation repair, walkways, porches. This time of year, people notice that their patios are somewhat cattywampus and those bricks need realignment. How about caulking, waterproofing? Morelli is a family-owned and operated business. Longtime employees there feel like family. And of course, everyone at Morelli is very proud to be a recipient of the Better Business Bureau Torch Award, which is only given to local companies with exceptional customer service. Today, you can call to request a free and quick estimate at 314-645-1387. When it comes to bricks and stone, go to the best. Morelli Tuck Pointing at MorelliTuckPointing.com.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep. We have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Trusted information, live and local. From the award-winning KMOX Newsroom.
All right, back in on the show. That doesn't stop during the breaks. We learned during this break that
there are no breaks.
There are no breaks. I learned this. We got a text from the 618. It says if Hacock, it didn't say Hancock, it was ha is a rhino. The question should be, would anyone rather be referred to as a rhino or a dino, as in dinosaur? That's from a texter in the 618.
Dino isn't dinosaur.
Huh.
Yeah, dino is what they call me occasionally. As a
right. Yeah.
Which is why we should change Hancock and Kelly to Rhino and Dino. Fridays with Rhino and Dino.
That's a great one.
Though. No, I know, but it's funny.
No, our show is called The Program.
We were just saying.
Big focus group.
We were just saying the word program. That's like grandparents call things, right? Like, I've got to watch my program.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or my stories.
My stories.
My stories
that's
are
only
on.
soap operas, right?
I think so.
I've not
Are
heard
soap
stories.
operas still on?
Yeah,
With
well,
the same-
this TV that's on in front of me, that's all that's ever on is a soap opera.
Oh.
Not right now.
Ranji turns it on.
Yeah, I try to keep up with what's going on during the day.
I've
And
been
then I
watching
read a
Days of
romance
Our
novel
Lives.
when the show's over.
There you go.
I was at Doctors Birdie, Mohatra, whatever. all
Brusati
their
and
names, Royer's
Royer.
office the other day, and I was waiting for my appointment, and they had the stories on.
I love
It
the
was
stories.
Days of Our Lives, which I used to have to watch when I was a kid because my sisters would tape it.
They
Same
would tape
characters,
Days of Our Lives.
same plot line.
Mhm.
30 years later, I knew
Still
who
at the same
everybody
party.
was.
Mhm.
John Black, Marlena. I knew them all.
I met Deidre Hall once. I think that's Marlena, right?
Yeah, that's Marlena.
Yeah, I met her once.
Did
and,
you?
Really?
Yeah. She liked me. I don't know why. I was very charming, and she thought I was
Oh my
great.
gosh.
Was she tall?
And I told her my mom, no.
Yeah. Most of
No,
those people
like,
in
no,
soap
she
operas are
wasn't.
really short.
Yeah, I remember being tall, but I told her my mom really liked her,
Uh-huh.
and she was
Mhm.
excited to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I met Deidre Hall. Did you
Is
meet
that-
her? I
is
guess you
that
didn't.
Is that the most famous person you've ever met?
No, I don't think so. I met Eddie Vedder, Jack White.
Why'd you meet Jack White?
Bernie Mac. What?
Why did you meet Jack White?
He was at a baseball game.
Yeah, he's a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
He goes to a lot of
He
games.
loves Busch Stadium.
Jack White is so weird, and I love
Jack
him.
White?
He used to be with the White Stripes. Now he kind of makes his own music.
He's a musician.
Yeah.
Fairly popular, John. You might want to join the rest of us.
Yeah, no,
I met somebody that will be surprising to all of you. I met him twice. And that'd be the former president, Donald Trump.
Really?
Both times at Mar-a-Lago. One time I was with Mr. Gephardt, Congressman Gephardt, when he was running for president.
Yeah.
We were at Mar-a-Lago, ran into Donald Trump. It's when I first met Melania. I'll never forget that. They walked over to the table to talk to the congressman. He, of course, had the tie that was, hitting his kneecaps. She was wearing a white dress and nothing else. And I was just a young person, and I couldn't take my eyes off her. And then I met him like 2 years later at a St. Jude fundraiser. He was there. Was a nice guy. It's back when he was a Democrat.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Whatever he was.
Yeah.
Whatever he was.
Wait. So what year was the St. Jude fundraiser that you met him at?
So this has all got to be, Congressman ran in 2004. So this has got to be in that 2003, 2005.
Okay.
I think the first time was 2003. And then the second time would have been 2005.
I was on his airplane.
Were you?
Yeah.
And is it as glamorous as one might think?
It was nice, and
a lot of gold trim.
Yeah, and when I got on, and this would have been in 16 or maybe 15.
You were on his plane in 2015?
16, yeah. I was the chairman of the party, and so I got invited to, but Steve Bannon was on there.
Really?
And Kellyanne Conway
How
was
bad
on there.
does he smell?
I didn't get close enough.
Because he just looks
He
like
looks
a guy.
like he smells bad,
That's what I
but-
mean. He looks like a wilderness
I
man.
was not sniffing on Steve Bannon.
That's the kind of guy my mom would say, that we need to take a wire brush to him.
Yeah. He just looks like he just emerged from the woods.
I
see him.
think he may be going to jail.
Really?
Steve Bannon, yeah.
So this was, do you think that you would ever have a chance to go on another plane that Donald Trump owns after the last 4 years of what we've said on the radio?
No.
Who else was anyone else on that plane of note?
Well, it's just, some of us. He actually called one of the guys that was on the plane. His daughter was in some volleyball tournament, and Donald Trump called her from the plane. And it was interesting.
Interesting.
Huh.
I was in the dairy section with Stephen King.
Wow, I saw him at a restaurant once.
Well, and you were in a store with what's his face with the lips, the Rolling
Tyler?
Stones.
Mick Jagger.
Yes.
Oh, Mick Jagger. No, I've seen Mick
that's a
Jagger,
good
and
one.
who's old enough to be my grandpa, and his young child who wasn't able to walk. It was so small.
My mom.
He's a little man.
Mm-hmm.
Little man.
Yep.
Like if he weighs $120, I'd be surprised.
Yep. I met Ron Jeremy.
Really?
Oh, you did? Before or after the stroke?
No, this was a long time ago.
And who is
Be
Ron-
careful with your language.
Who's
Get an
Ron
actual stroke.
Who's Ron Jeremy? You people are meeting
He's a
these
porn
famous
star.
people. I've never. What?
Was an old porn
They
star.
were shooting,
Mustache, big belly.
They were shooting like a legit movie.
Legit
in Miami where we were. And no, really, it was.
He's been
like,
in a couple, like small roles.
Right. It was
Yeah.
like a legit movie, and everybody's like, "Is that really that guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going over here. I don't want to be near that guy."
What?
He was nice.
We gotten some tips. Pointers, I mean. Some advice.
Oh,
Advice. I mean advice.
Time for us to adjourn ourselves,
Yeah,
Hancock.
pretty much we're done here.
And Ronji may be leaving with us.
Yeah.
All I said was nothing.
America's constant through the years has been baseball. But for this city, baseball was only the beginning. St. Louis lays claim to have invented corkball, Indian ball, fuzzball, bottle caps. Organized wiffle ball is a thing here, and even the overseas game of cricket is getting popular. All next week on Total Information AM. Tune in for our feature, St. Louis's Other Pastimes, an obsession that blossomed a bat and ball underworld. Only on America's sports voice, KMOX.
What makes for a great vacation? Depends on who you ask. Are you looking to get away or bring everyone together? Do you want to get outside and play or see a play at the plate? Fortunately, however you operate, I'm the destination you've been looking for. The name's Missouri, but you can call me Mo. And I have just one question. What's your MO? Come see me at visitmo.com.
Busey Bank, leading the way to your financial wellness. No matter where your financial journey begins, Pathways banking options at Busey are designed with your goals in mind. Busey Bank, building strong financial futures, one family, one street, one city at a time. Busey, your partner in building business and growing wealth. since 1868. Member FDIC.
If you thought Diamonds Direct's values were impressive, wait till you see what we're doing next. Diamonds Direct is celebrating your golden moments with a store-wide sale, July 22nd through 24th, with an extra 20% savings on virtually all diamond fashion and designer jewelry, from rings and earrings to bands and bracelets, and so much more. This is the perfect time to shop for yourself or the one you love during this 3-day event. Get ready, 20% extra savings on a multi-million-dollar selection of fine jewelry, July 22nd through 24th at Diamonds Direct. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath.
Marilyn Facer recommends 3-day kitchen and bath.
Working with Dave was an absolute delight. Once everything was scheduled, everything went perfect.
Have you ever had a remodel done before?
About 25 years ago, and it was a nightmare.
Was 3-day kitchen and bath on time?
There was no delays. Everything was on time. All the deadlines were met. Everything came at once.
Would you recommend 3-day kitchen and bath to your friends and neighbors?
I highly recommend them to anybody.
Top quality products and craftsmanship in 3 days or less. Call 3-day kitchen and bath. Always on time as promised, at the price promised, and your job comes with complete satisfaction guarantee. No ifs, ands, or buts. Visit their website at 3daykitchen.com. That's 3daykitchen.com.
3-day kitchen and bath.
At 10:30, we have 82 degrees, real field temperature 91 downtown at the Arch. I'm Stuart McMillan. Here's what's happening. President Joe Biden just emerged from Air Force One, landing in Saudi Arabia. He walked along a lavender carpet past a sword-bearing honor guard. It's a highly anticipated meeting with the country's de facto leader. On the trip, President Biden wants to convince the crown prince there to produce more oil and drive down gas prices. Police say a drunk pilot landed a small plane on Interstate 70. This is southeast of Kansas City. Happened early this morning at around the 2:30 time hack after radioing that he'd run out of fuel. He was arrested after landing the plane on the highway. It stopped after hitting a guardrail. The pilot, who was the only one on board, suffered minor injuries. Westbound lanes of I-70 near Grand Valley were closed for nearly 3 hours as that plane had to be towed away. With temperatures in the low 90s today, expected to high 90s tomorrow. Just how hot has it been in St. Louis over the past month? Well, the National Weather Service has done the research and found that 26 of the past 34 days have featured high temperatures above normal. 7 of those were at least 10 degrees above the historic normal for St. Louis. Taking a look at the roadways right now. Stalled vehicle I-70 southbound at Forest Park, and emergency vehicles on 64 eastbound on the ramp there at 94. Be prepared to stop if you're heading through that area. Weather for today. High around 94, not as humid. Low around 78 tonight. Tomorrow's high 95, a little bit more humid than today. Sunday, much of the same, but still just high of 81 there. It's going to touch 90 Monday and a possible triple digits on Tuesday. Right now, 81 degrees in Florissant, 83 in St. Peters, and 82 degrees downtown to the Arch. AccuWeather says it feels like 91 right now. I'm Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
Discover your next favorite podcast with the Odyssey app. From Who Done It to How to Do It, we have the biggest podcast for your favorite genre. True crime, history, entertainment, and more. Getting ready for the midterm elections? No matter what aisle you lean towards, we have the podcast for you. From CNN to Fox News to exclusive podcasts from your local station. Find your next binge on the Odyssey app.
KMOX News Time is 10:33.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick. No matter how many times you try to quit, this hypnosis is designed to destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminar Wednesday, August 3rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in St. Louis, and Thursday, August 4th at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 to 10 p.m. Registration begins 30 minutes before seminar.
The Wall Street Journal reported that home equity is at record levels, and while home values continue to soar, rising interest rates make it harder than ever to unlock equity. But what if you could cash out your home's equity right now while it's still sky high and not have to move? You can with Truehold.com. Truehold will buy your home for full cash value. Best of all, you get to bank all the cash now and continue living in your home. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance too. Let's review. Truehold pays your home's full value in cash fast. Use your cash to do everything you've dreamed of, like travel or pay off debt. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com for the smarter, faster way to cash out your home's full value without having to move. 1-855-300-9993. 1-855-300-9993 or go to Truehold.com.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
It's the Cards and Reds tonight. Hear the game here. Ameren pregame show 6:20. First pitch 7:15 on KMOX and streaming on KMOX.com.
It's Friday on the show. Chris Raunchy, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. And obviously, we just had a lot of fun for the last half hour. We'll have more fun going forward. But some of the stuff on the list today is a little bit more on the serious side. And guys, I think deleting text messages when they're being requested by an oversight group probably falls into the serious side of things, wouldn't you say?
Well, I delete text messages all the time, Kevin.
When they're requested by some authority?
Oh, they've never been requested by some authority.
Yeah.
And actually, I really don't delete text messages. I just kind of let it go.
I do it until I run out of space and I get a notification like you need to get rid of things.
I've never gotten that. Maybe people just don't contact me. Maybe that's what it is. But we have all heard that by now, the U.S. Secret Service was asked for by the Department of Homeland Security's Office of the Inspector General. They were asked for text messages from agents and people involved. They wanted texts from January 5th and January 6th of 2021. We have since learned, and there's some dispute, that the messages were either deleted before or after they were asked for them. The Secret Service says that they were in the middle of a device exchange program where they were all getting new phones, I suppose. And somehow in the transfer, all these messages were lost. So whether it was done intentionally or not, there's dispute, like I said, over whether it happened before the request or after the request. At any rate, they're all gone now. And it just seems like the kind of thing that maybe you should hang on to or make sure there is a program in place that you keep all of these for the purposes of evidence or, just moving forward to have those things in case they are needed.
Let's just say there was, like, for just as an example, let's say there was an attempt on the president, and those recordings could be really important to solving how it happened, what you were seeing, maybe what you witnessed, maybe there was somebody there that could help. Like, you would want that, I would think.
Yes.
For the good of the organization.
Vindicating evidence.
Yes.
Like, the thing is, if Trump didn't do anything wrong and he didn't incite violence, he didn't want the people to storm the Capitol or to be violent once they got there, you would think that they would want these texts to show that. So if you are pro-Trump on January 6th, having the texts erased is bad for you.
It should be a matter of record anyway. Forget about all that. These texts, I mean, it should be because of the service that they provide and being a part of the government. It should be the kind of thing, I mean, we save emails, right? All those emails, any government correspondence is always saved. Same thing should be true here. At any rate, it was...
these are agency issued phones, right? These are not personal phones.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. So at any rate, a lot of these messages are gone. Jonathan Wackrow was on, he was a former Secret Service agent himself, and now he's an analyst. He was on CNN last night and talked about this particular issue and how strange it is.
but I have a lot of questions for both DHS, the Inspector General, and the Secret Service. First, the Inspector General stated that many text messages were erased as part of this technology upgrade. I want the word many quantified, because what I'm hearing from sources at the Secret Service was that the request for information in text messages from 20 key agents that were involved in January 6th were received by DHS Inspector General. So I want to actually know, is missing text messages a part of a material fact in their investigation? If the answer is yes, the Secret Service really has to come out very strongly and articulate exactly what happened, why those text messages were missing. And again, it also leads to a second order of consequence, which is, were they in violation of the Federal Records Act? If you are going through a technology upgrade, you need to have safeguards that information that is critical in terms of preserving data and information is adhered to, and that is the law.
So we're in an interesting position now, because like he said, everything is saved. Typically, emails saved, text messages saved, because it is and should be a matter of public record if necessary, and it could end up being evidence. So what happens from here, I think, is probably the most important question. But the other question is, how did this happen, and was it really intentional? Yeah. And if it was intentional, why?
And just to be clear, the Secret Service has responded, which I think you noted, but a spokesman for the agency said, quote, "We take strong issue with these categorically false claims, and they will be responding in more detail later." So the Secret Service is obviously, at least their statement says, they plan on addressing this later.
Right. Well, I mean, look, this should be, I would think, fairly easy to sort out. If this is what they said it was, a technology change, right, a transfer of information and something went wrong, you would think there would be some kind of track record, some trail of, okay, hey, like a company-wide email, because we all get those, right? Hey, on Tuesday, things are going to be down because we're going to be doing this, and you might notice this. There may be a whole track of things that show that this was in the works for days or weeks or months or whatever. But I don't think it should be too hard to get to the bottom of that, because I wouldn't think you would do something like that just like out of the blue, where you're like, oh, hey, guys, by the way, today this is going to happen.
But also, the Secret Service it's not just security detail. It's not just the guys who run alongside the president and make sure there's no dangers in the crowds that they're in.
It's financial crimes.
It's an investigative body, right? Like they investigate a lot of crimes, fraud. For example, you mentioned, you pretty much mentioned that, Amy. Like, how do you not have, as Wackrow said, how do you not have a safeguard in place? How do you not say, look, we're backing up everything because we're about to do this exchange of devices soon, so everything gets backed up and then we'll do it? It's just, to me, and maybe you're right, Kevin, I am conceding the possibility that something that wasn't nefarious happened. It was an honest mistake, but it is way too convenient.
Got a text here that says, 314 says, wouldn't the cell service or the server provider be able to locate this data? My understanding about technology is that nothing is ever erased unless a hard drive is smashed.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not.
We also don't know how this runs. Is it run through
like an internal?
Right. Is it run through Verizon? Or is it, or do they have their own separate government? I have no idea.
Because this is my hope, is that these highly sensitive texts are not being sent in the cloud, because nothing's deleted from the cloud. I assume every text I send, everything that happens on my phone, I just don't, not that I'm sending sketchy stuff, but it's traceable. You can unearth those texts because it, as this texter said, it never disappears. I don't know how that works with government agencies, if they have their own internal server at some point where it's all in network. There is no cloud. There's no further storage. I don't know. I don't have the knowledge to know how that works. I hope, like I said, that it's not just in the generic cloud, because that would be easy to access. So it's got to be some internal closed service.
What's interesting is, like, okay, so there are multiple places that these messages would be stored just by nature, right? I mean, they have to go through something.
Right.
They have to go through a server. So you would have that. And then you have the individual texts on the actual physical phones on the other side of it. So if they're, again, I think there's probably going to be a relatively easy way to get to the bottom of this at some point. Because if every physical phone has them deleted and the server has been deleted,
it just
that's
seems
a little
intentional.
Odd.
At that point,
but if one of them still
it would
has
have to be intentional.
I'm not
I mean,
tech savvy enough to
I
say
don't
that,
know.
but it would raise suspicion, right? Because it would seem odd that it would erase
But-
both the server, which would be
I don't know
a
how
third
it's
party
stored.
separate from it.
I don't know, but for an organization that is, like I said, investigative too. I mean, they do a lot of this stuff. You got to be detail oriented.
Yeah, but
in order to do it. So if you're detail oriented by nature, how do you not have a backup plan in case? Because I know this is true. I mean, when you go get a new cell phone and you have things transferred, sometimes everything doesn't make the transfer.
100%.
So, but you're the Secret Service. You know, like my stupid stuff on my phone is not really necessary, right? It's not like it's not like anything on my phone is going to be a matter of public record later.
Or national security.
Like that's never going to happen
Unless you become president.
unless I become president,
Ranji,
which is
2028.
Hey,
You're like 40 years too young to be president.
well, now.
All right, yeah. So Ranji 2036.
Okay.
2070.
Hey, would you guys vote for me? I know Amy won't, but
No.
Kevin,
Only if I can be your press secretary, and then
Dude,
I'll vote for you.
I can't have that
Oh,
because
dude,
we're,
my press conferences
there'll
will
be
so
3
great.
hours.
No, I know. That's my point. We'll just drive them all
Yeah.
away. They won't even get to ask questions because
That's right.
This
I'll
is-
just keep talking.
This is the first time that the White House press corps would be like, man, this guy won't shut up. He has an answer for everything.
Yes!
Yeah, I know.
Answer man.
You wouldn't even have the book in front of you.
No, I just have a little laptop.
No,
and
you
then,
wouldn't have any. Just you would know it.
Yeah.
Like it would just be their. You know, they have a little binder with their. Oh, they're talking about oil. Let me flip to the oil section and hear all of my answers. You wouldn't even have that.
So
press corps would be like,
Ranji,
shut up.
Yeah,
Ranji marks course 2036, and I'll be the press secretary.
I don't want Amy in my. She's not on my ticket.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know is the extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you've bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Race fan, this is Frank Bomarito. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 Race to the Savings Sales event is back, and you're the winner at every Bomarito location. When you purchase or lease any new or pre-owned vehicle, make your best deal and receive 2 tickets to the Bomarito Automotive Group 500. That's the Race to the Savings Sales event going on now. Details at Bomarito.com. See you at the track.
I'm Listening reminds you that talk saves lives, and 988 makes it even easier to reach out and talk. 911 for emergency services, 988 for mental health needs. 988 connects you with trained counselors in over 200 crisis centers nationwide. Find out more at imlistening.org.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? How would you like the potential to participate in credited interest from market index returns and limit the downside? Join me, Ben Coons, for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, heard here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on KMOX Radio. You can also call me now for your complimentary retirement and income book at 844-513-SAFE. That's 844-513-7233.
Hi, this is Steve Butts at the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. This year marks our 60th anniversary serving our clients and friends, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norbert Butts. As your local independent insurance agency, we've been proud to represent many fine carriers such as Safeco, Travelers, and Progressive. So please give us a call for all your insurance needs. 314-752-2500 or CrawfordButts.com.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from the GelmanTeam.com. If you want immediate cash for your home or to see what your home is actually worth in today's market, find out for free from the local experts. That's my friends Mark and Neil Gelman at the GelmanTeam.com.
Summer is here,
time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Pineview Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Pineview Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now. 314-530-7777.
Biden and the radical left that controls Congress broke the national bank. They unleashed the inflation monster, which broke into our homes and smashed our family piggy banks. Bidenflation now costs you $460 more every month. It's a Biden failure tax that hits the poor and middle class hardest. Our Congressman, Blaine Luetkemeyer, is fighting to fix what Biden broke.
We can get America back on track. First, we have to stop Biden's runaway spending of money we don't have to bring down inflation. We have to end Biden's war on American energy and return to energy independence. That will bring down gas prices, and we build that wall and re-secure the border.
Our Congressman, Blaine Luetkemeyer, is fighting to fix what Biden broke. Blaine Luetkemeyer is one of us, leading for us.
I'm Blaine Luetkemeyer, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Blaine for Congress.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This is Corey from Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling, here to tell you about an organization that is near and dear to our company and one we've been proud to sponsor, Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Greater St. Louis Honor Flight flies World War II, Korea, and Vietnam War veterans to Washington, D.C. for free to see their memorials. Greater St. Louis Honor Flight is looking for you. If you know of a veteran, please sign them up for their honor flight. Or if you'd like to lend your support, visit gslhonorflight.org. And for all things heating and cooling, visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Learn to swim this summer and stay cool with Swim On Foundation through group and private lessons. Schedule today. For information, go to swimonfoundation.org.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this.
The show on KMOX.
What is it? What's happened?
What's going on? What do you know?
What just happened?
What happened?
I need to know.
Trending now on the show.
All right, time for trending. Chris Ron, Jamie, Mark Scorch, Kevin Wheeler with you here. It is 10:52. Couple of things. I saw a trend just a few minutes ago, and it was just the word Nolan or the name Nolan. Nolan is trending right now.
Oh, no.
Now, there's some of it related. Some of the posts under that hashtag Nolan are related to Nolan Arenado. Some of the things he said in a piece that's written by Derek Gould today about not wanting to play in the wild card, wanting to win the division. Like, that's the goal. And we're going to talk more about that in the Redbird Report at 12:30. That's one area where Nolan is trending. The other one, which might be the one that's getting the trend going, is that people are reviewing The Dark Knight now 10 years later, the Christopher Nolan movie.
Okay.
And taking like re-looking at it with a critical eye later on as opposed to at the time, because it was well received at the time.
Yeah.
And I think it even holds up better looking at it now.
I don't know if it holds up better, but I think it's still very, very good. I go back because it's always on somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like Batman Begins is on more frequently, like it's on TNT or something pretty much every night. But Dark Knight it's still entertaining. But the thing is about a movie, when you watch it dozens of times, you pick out every little flaw.
Yeah.
So I think might be where my enjoyment of the movie isn't quite as great as it used to be, but it's still very good.
What are the flaws? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's perfect. There are always holes in plots and things like that.
I got to think because I know there are times I'm like, I don't know. That just seems unreasonable. And I know it's a superhero movie. I know it's a superhero movie, but there are just sometimes that even when you're suspending disbelief, that you can't suspend all disbelief. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just very difficult.
You got to live within the rules
of
the universe
that you've created.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's a big complaint of mine in a lot of movies. Like, you got to stay consistent so we understand. By the way, trending sponsored by Old Town Donuts in Florissant and Colville. What do you got?
All right. Turkey teeth.
What?
Turkey teeth is trending.
What?
And I thought, like turkeys have teeth or something? Or is it something that happens to your teeth after you eat turkey? But no, apparently it has something to do with Great Britain. In England.
Oh, is this like disparaging?
No, it's the people in England are searching for a perfect set of teeth. They want perfect teeth.
Because isn't that kind of the stereotype? Is that
they have bad teeth?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the stereotype for a very long time. But apparently there is a condition now, or it's happening to a lot of people from Great Britain who are traveling to Turkey to get cheap dental procedures done.
Oh, and they're having so we're talking about like Turkish teeth.
Turkish teeth.
But they're calling it turkey teeth.
Turkey teeth.
Probably because it's funnier.
So
it is much funnier.
I do have a question because they have universal health care in the UK, correct?
Yes. Do they not have orthodontists?
That's exactly my question. What's up with dental? And I know dental's always odd because this is what people do. Do you have insurance? Oh, I have insurance. Yeah, I have it through Anthem Blue Cross, or I have it through this or that. And then you go, do you have dental? And people are like, oh, I don't think so. I don't know. Or no, I don't. Dental and I feel like they should be under health insurance. Why
they
are they always...
usually.
No, they're always separate.
They're always separate.
They're always.
Here?
I have 3 separate cards here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I
eye,
have separate
dental.
cards. I guess you're right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like Obamacare, it's all separate. It's always separate.
I don't understand that. Like, we'll cover all parts of your body except your teeth and eyes.
Which seem
under
really
the same
important.
thing. And then
Yeah.
those two, they got to be separate.
If you did that with any other body part, it would be odd. Like, okay, you have health insurance except for your hands.
For your fingers.
So
I got my own fingers policy.
Yeah, like
I jammed my
bad days.
finger. Well, sorry. If
yeah.
you don't have the card.
Do you have finger insurance?
What in the world?
Hand insurance?
Baby toe insurance.
So what's happening with these turkey teeth, by the way, is they're going to get this procedure done. They grind your teeth down to nothing, and then they put fake teeth on top of it.
That's
and I
just
guess
how-
the procedures aren't going very well.
Oh, I think that would hurt.
But wait,
Yeah.
that's just how veneers work. They always
That's what they're
grind your
doing
teeth
to
down.
all teeth. Just don't they have braces?
I don't know.
Apparently this is a cheap procedure. Yeah, we should have it done. See how it goes.
No, we should not.
No.
With Wholesale Formula Seminar, discover how to start your own Amazon business.
Hey, I'm Rick Manello. 2 years after attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I was able to sell my Amazon business for over $400,000.
Hi, I'm Amy Sherlock. I attended the Wholesale Formula Seminar to learn how to work from home while raising my son. Today, I do $175,000 in sales per month.
Hi, Ian Bauer. My first year averaged $45,000 a month in sales. Now I'm at $90,000 a month and hardly working.
Hi, I'm Hillary. Before attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I was a school teacher. Today, I work from home selling products on Amazon.
Whether you have a business and want to sell more on Amazon, retired or need extra money, America's Amazon expert Dylan Frost will show you how. Only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. That's right. Discover the easy way to make money on Amazon with Dylan Frost, the Wholesale Formula 2-hour seminar Tuesday, August 2nd at 2 p.m. for the greater St. Louis area. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
The Biz Dash is St. Louis's healthiest happy hour. Combining fitness and fun, it's a perfect team bonding activity for any size business. All levels of runners and walkers are welcome. St. Louis City SC's all-new Centene Stadium is the site of this year's Biz Dash, and participants will get a chance to see it up close. With music, food, drinks, and more, the Biz Dash is the ultimate office party. Thursday, September 22nd at Centene Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Create your company team team today at stlbizdash.com.
Join Mark Patrick's seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. Seminars Wednesday, August 3rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in St. Louis, and Thursday, August 4th at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 to 10 p.m. Registration begins 30 minutes before seminar.
Nature Valley has helped restore access to 10,000 miles of national park trails and counting, because everyone deserves to experience what's out there. Head over to your local park to see for yourself. Nature Valley, life happens out there.
KMOX, KEZK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX.
An Odyssey station.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, it's partly cloudy and 86 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. President Joe Biden has touched down in Saudi Arabia as he tries to bridge a rift between the United States and the oil-rich kingdom. On the trip, the president wants to convince the Crown Prince to produce more oil and drive down gas prices. CBS News correspondent Ed O'Keefe has details.
Here in Saudi Arabia, the president is officially here to attend a previously scheduled conference of Gulf states. And he's scheduled on Saturday to hold one-on-one meetings as well with the leaders of Iraq, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates. But of course, the big focus is on tonight's meeting with the Saudi leadership.
The West Virginia senator, whose support is necessary to pass any Democratic-led effort in the 50-50 Senate, says he's not going to support a budget measure focused on climate change that leaders have been hoping to pass on a party-line vote. CBS News White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy has that story.
Having already stymied the president's Build Back Better agenda, Senator Joe Manchin now says he's not on board at the moment for a package of climate investments paid for by tax increases.
I'm not throwing caution to the wind. I want to make sure, and this July figures will tell us.
Manchin tells West Virginia's Metro News Network he wants to see this month's inflation data and see how the Federal Reserve responds. For now, Manchin says he would only support a smaller reconciliation package focused on drug prices and healthcare subsidies. Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, Washington.
A group of business and organizations in Missouri have committed to using renewable energy through Ameren, Missouri. Patrick Smith, Vice President of Economic, Community, and Business Development, says the partners will get renewable energy credits.
We asked these individual companies and businesses, hey, how much do you want? And we were actually oversubscribed for this resource. So there's a lot of interest and a lot of demand.
Smith says the additional cost of subscribing to Ameren's solar resources is still equal to or lower than what it would take for the companies to build their own. The solar facility in White County, Illinois, is being developed by Evenergy. It could be online by 2024. The Beastie Boys are getting honored in their hometowns. CBS's Stacey Lynn with details.
It's taken 9 years, but a battle to honor the Beastie Boys in Manhattan has finally succeeded. Since 2014, fans have been pushing to get a street corner on the Lower East Side changed to Beastie Boys Square. It's been declined several times, but this week the New York City Council finally approved it. The corner is the spot seen on their second album, 1989's Paul's Boutique. The guy behind the campaign, Leroy McCarthy, he's a Brooklyn resident and former Bad Boy Records rep. He's also been successful getting street honors for the late rapper Notorious B.I.G. in Brooklyn and the Wu-Tang Clan on Staten Island. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The first Mid-Bank and Trust Business Desk, a new movie for the weekend.
Spider-Man No Way Home drops today on Starz, 7 months after its debut in the theaters. Sony is the only big studio without its own streaming service. It has the freedom to seek the highest bidders for its films and shows. The company is said to have clinched deals that will generate about $3 billion in revenue in the coming years. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 567 points to 31,197. And there's a crash on 141 South before 21. The right lane closed. Stalled 270 West before Elizabeth on the right shoulder. Installed vehicle Page going east at I-170 North. The left lane is closed.
We'll have a shower in spots early this afternoon. Otherwise, clouds and some sunshine. It will be hot, but still not that humid. A high of 93. And warm tonight under a partly cloudy sky. Low near 80 and up to 97 with some sun tomorrow. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Right now in Florissant, partly cloudy and 84. In St. Peter's, it's 86. And downtown at the Arch, it's 86 degrees. It feels like 88. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than $4? 314-441-4444.
All right, it's 11:04 on the show on KMOX. Chris Ron, Jamie Marks, of course, Kevin Wheeler here. You can join us via text anytime you would like. We have some specific things that we want you to text us about later on. We'll tell you about those when we get to it. That's 314-436-7900. You can always leave a voicemail, 314-944-1120. And I guess the suggestion there really is mostly kind of stay on topic if you can. It's kind of weird. People sometimes have their own topics and stuff, and it doesn't really fit. So it's best to kind of jump in on what we've already talked about.
Some people do their own show on the
I know
on the voicemail line.
It's, and again,
I listen to it.
I see it's entertaining. But
I'm a listener.
Not really going to make its way to the air. But that's again 944-1120. So we got to talk about this. And like I said before, there are always shades of gray with stories, or I should say usually shades of gray with stories.
Sometimes there are 50.
And I'm not sure that there are any in this case. I mean, we talked about it off air, but this is the story of the Hazelwood Police Chief Greg Hall, who fails a sobriety test.
Mm-hmm.
This is all on camera. We have an officer on the scene talking about how drunk he is. He's hammered drunk. And police chief gets a ride home from the officers on the scene and is not arrested. And
I think he was
guys, this
driven
is a
home.
major problem.
Well, he was the Hazelwood police chief, and I believe he was driven home by the then O'Fallon police chief, John Neske.
And again,
So this happened at the end of May.
how are you not arrested if you're pulled over for drunk driving and you fail the sobriety test and the officers on the scene are saying he's hammered drunk? I mean, I said this off the air. Like, if you're a police officer and you get pulled over for speeding and somebody wants to give you a pass, all right, hey, listen, drive safe, whatever, fine, perk of the job, all good.
Hey.
You know, I mean, I'm good with all of that.
Yeah.
We cannot make that exception for drunk driving. We can't. And the statement from the Hazelwood assistant manager, city manager, David Leeser, says, our official comment is it is a personnel matter and it will remain confidential. It's not confidential when it happens on camera and we know about it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pretend, well, no, we'll just take care of this behind the scenes. How can there be no charges pressed? How can you uphold legitimacy when it's clearly favoritism? And again, I'm fine with that in normal things. I'm fine with that on relatively minor things. You want to give them a pass? Give them a pass on that ticket or whatever. Drunk driving cannot be given a pass because you know someone, because they have the same job as you, because they're related to you. None of those things can be valid reasons to give someone a pass. Nobody should ever get a pass on drunk driving, period, end of sentence.
I totally agree with you on that. Now, and I will back you up also on the other kinds of perks. You know, you're speeding, you're 10 miles over, and you get pulled over on the highway. And your police officer in some town and the state trooper comes up to the car and you open your wallet and your wallet has a badge in it and they go, okay, all right, just slow it down a little bit and they let you go. That's fine. Hey, my uncle was a cop. He drives really fast. That happens to him a lot. And, you know, I'm fine, whatever. I don't really care about that. But I do think this is kind of one of those things that you draw the line. because you are still putting, and I know that driving fast can put other people at risk, but driving drunk is much, much riskier for not just yourself, but for other drivers on the road. Because when you're impaired, like at least if you're driving fast, if you're not on your phone or anything, you should be in a good mindset to control your vehicle. That's one thing. But when you are hammered, and again, the quote from the officer on the scene was hammered drunk. That can't happen. I don't care if you're the chief of police. I don't care if you're a governor. I don't care if you're a state senator. It doesn't matter who you are. If you get pulled over and you are hammered drunk, you need to be arrested. I'm not going to pretend, though, that police don't give each other the benefit of the doubt. I know that happens. I have a lot of friends who are police, not here, but police in other areas. And I know they've told me stories. I know what happens. I'm fully aware. But this is one of those that I'm really uncomfortable with.
What's interesting is I agree with what you guys are saying. He should have been arrested. First, it's drunk driving is so dumb because it's so stupid. It's so selfish because it hurts and kills other people most of the time.
And it's eminently avoidable.
And it's a bad decision. So it's not only stupid, I think it's incredibly selfish. I also feel sad in the sense that, man, this guy was on the force for 43 years. And you know what? Maybe he was, great for 43 years. And he really destroyed his reputation with this incredibly stupid decision. For what's interesting, I was just thinking back to different stories we've all heard over the years. I do think, as you mentioned, and as this story implies, police officers give themselves a different standard. I also think that happens with prominent people who are pulled
100%.
over drunk,
Yeah, of
super
course.
wealthy, influential
100%.
families, and the whole thing is gross. What's interesting is, Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, her husband was recently pulled over for, well, I shouldn't say that. He crashed. He was in a crash for drunk driving, which is really stupid. He was arrested and then released the next day on $5,000 bail, and he's going to have to deal with the criminal ramifications as it should be. And that's what should have happened here. And I think this whole idea of whether it's, a police officer seeing that it's the chief and going, well, we're just going to drive him home, or some celebrity or prominent person or athlete or whoever's important, that needs to stop. But we
do see, there are just sometimes police are they're not having it. They don't care if you're a celebrity or if you're a manager or if you're,
that's also fine.
they don't care.
Yeah.
They will arrest you, and it'll happen to you multiple times in your life, even maybe. They're not afraid to do that.
Right, because we've seen it. We've seen prominent people get arrested.
And sometimes prominent people get let go.
Yep.
Sometimes prominent people
Sometimes
don't.
they play the "Do you know who I am" card.
Sometimes
Ron
they
plays
say
that card around here all the
Do you know
time.
who I am?
I often say I'm a Hall of Famer. So could you let me go? But this is one of those offenses you can't.
No.
You can't let something like this slide.
And Amy, I think you make a good point. This doesn't necessarily undermine an entire person's career, right? I mean, right now, your reputation's taken a hit. Right now, you're in a bad place. It doesn't mean that you haven't done good things. We all know someone or are related to someone who has made this mistake. It does not mean that you're a horrible person.
Right. You got to pay for it, though. And your life and career shouldn't be ruined because of it, but you have to pay for the mistake.
Depending on the frequency with which you do it.
Right. I mean, if you're doing it all
you
the
get caught
time.
the first time and then you never do it again. Okay, the people do screw up, but we cannot just give a free pass because of the job that you have.
No, and I totally agree. And I think that's why I was saying it's sad. I probably would not know his name, maybe because I don't know the names of all the police chiefs in all the different areas. So I wouldn't have known his name. But now I know that it was, remember the Hazelwood police chief was hammered drunk, and he was driving. And that's, again, his fault. What a stupid and selfish decision. But it also makes me sad in another way because that is how I'll remember him. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how most people will know his name now, regardless of the 43 years of service. I mean, it takes a lifetime to build a good reputation, and like one bad decision to ruin it. And the thing is, could have killed somebody. He could have killed a whole family. I know a family that a husband went to work and had a wife and 4 kids. And when he came back from work, he had 1 child left because of a drunk driver.
That's why we're talking about this, because this is not just your regular thing. This is a serious offense. The other part that just baffles me, you're going to do that on video? You know you're recording it.
Yeah.
You're going to have somebody that's really drunk that you say, because we can hear you say it, hammered drunk, and then you're going to, on camera, just choose to drive him home instead of arrest him? What? I mean, like, wouldn't you be like, well, at the very least, you'd have to go to this guy and say, hey, listen, sir, or whatever, Greg.
Sorry, we have to do this.
My camera's running on the car, man. I mean, we got to take you in. No choice here. But none of this makes any sense to me. Like, we're not talking about a minor thing. We're not talking about you ran
rolling
red
through
light.
a stop sign.
We're not talking about speeding. We're talking about one of the more dangerous things that a person can do, and it's a very avoidable thing. If you know you're going somewhere where you may drink or are going to drink, you make alternative plans. You do not drive your car. It's not hard.
So,
and by the way, before you text and say, "Oh, big guy never made a mistake," I have never made this mistake ever. Not one time in 50 years. So I feel like I'm okay criticizing this.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I know we've talked about how, whether it's officers protecting other officers or prominent people or athletes or influential or wealthy families, we know that happens. Maybe if you guys don't mind continuing this conversation, and maybe we can get people on the text line 436-7900.
314.
Yep. Have you ever had to take keys away from a friend?
Yep.
And like, how do you do that? Because I think, again, I'm usually the one leaving the party before things get crazy, but I've definitely been at a situation where I'm like, man, should I take this guy's keys? I know he's going to be mad, or I'm surprised. Ron, you said, like, we know people who have driven drunk. I know people who have said they've done it, and it blows my mind. So maybe if you want to continue the conversation, like how did you, we'll find out how you took the keys away. What did that look like?
And we can hit that again coming up top of the hour. We can do that. If you want to send it, it's 314-436-7900, 944-1120 if you want to drop us a voicemail here on the show.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at ThrottleNet. These are the genius IT guys that I've been representing for years and years now. We are number one all the time. Best in customer service from Small Business Monthly. Best in cybersecurity, again, Small Business Monthly. We have an average response time. I love this statistic. The average response time in St. Louis in 2020 by IT companies. You have a problem, you reach out to them, hey, I'm all shut down, help me, was 3 hours. If you got back within 3 hours, you were cool. Ours was 1 minute, 57 seconds, and the guys were very unhappy with that. It takes less than 2 minutes for us to address your problems. Here's a huge thing. We are now offering $500,000 in ransom protection to everyone who uses us. This is part of the deal. You don't pay extra for it. So if you happen to be hit and you have to pay, we're going to pay it up to $500,000. Now, this shows you how confident we are because no one under our protection has ever had to pay. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS.
Tune in this weekend for Everyday Wealth with Soledad O'Brien and Gene Chatsky, presented by Edelman Financial Engines. Your hosts and their guests will explore how our financial decisions shape our everyday lives. For airtimes, visit everydaywealth.com.
If you're planning to sell your St. Louis area home, now may be the best time to capture the highest sale value before the market changes. This is Debbie Monterey, and according to industry experts, the real estate market has shifted. Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty agrees, and she has options to help every type of home seller because she understands that every situation is different. If you need to sell your home quickly, but you're worried about finding your next home, Gloria has your answers and solutions. Gloria has an instant cash offer program that gives you above market cash offers, no showings, no hassles, and you pick the closing date even up to a year, giving you the cash and time needed to find your next home. Call Gloria Liu and ask her about the instant cash offer guarantees or other options that will help you sell fast and for the most money. Call 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888. It's Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria has the buyers.com.
Diamonds Direct is making your summer shine with their store-wide summer sale. Get ready. It's July 22nd through 24th. The entire weekend, enjoy extra savings. 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices on a multi-million-dollar selection of rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. Virtually everything's on sale. Plus, top jewelry designers flying in with all new collections. It's the buying opportunity of the season. Extra savings store-wide. Mark your calendar. July 22nd through 24th only. And only at Diamonds Direct. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Baseball is everywhere with the MLB app. Get exclusive updates from around the league on your mobile devices. From game day pitch-by-pitch features to select live broadcast coverage, the MLB app is your ticket to all things baseball all the time. Get live notifications sent to your phone, watch, and car so you're always up to date on the biggest breaking news, scores, and standings. The MLB app is your hub for live baseball everywhere you go. Download the MLB app today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. Additional subscriptions may be required.
It's Mark Cox. Grab your lederhosen. We're off to Bavaria, castles and medieval villages, Germany's most beautiful city, Munich, the Hofbrauhaus, and majestic Zugspitze in the Alps. We'll even see Austria. $49.49. That includes your airfare. Call 888-733-9494 or go to conservativetours.com. We'll follow the rise and fall of the Nazi Party. We'll see the Dachau concentration camp and Hitler's Eagle's Nest. I'll see you at the Glockenspiel.
Start your own Amazon business.
Hi, I'm Amy Sherlock. I attended the Wholesale Formula seminar, and I'm now doing $175,000 in sales per month.
In 2020, Americans made $50 billion selling on Amazon. Join America's Amazon expert Dylan Frost, where anyone can learn how to start an Amazon business for only $49.99 guaranteed, or your money back. 2-hour seminar Tuesday, August 2nd at 2 p.m. for the greater St. Louis area. Register at wholesaleformula.com. That's wholesaleformula.com.
Nearly a century of informing, entertaining, and serving St. Louis. KMOX.
All right, back in on the show on KMOX. Chris Ronji, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler. Let's pick up where we left off because we asked for some texts, messages.
Yeah.
If you've ever intervened with someone you knew and whether it was physically, like literally taking their keys or somehow convincing them not to drive. And really, it doesn't have to be a physical removal of keys, although in some cases, in my case, it has been.
Yeah.
But, have you done that? How did it go? Because, look, we all know we were referring to the Hazelwood Police Chief, Greg Hall, who was not arrested, even though he was pulled over for drunken driving, failed the field sobriety tests, and had an officer say about him he was, quote, hammered drunk. Got a ride home from a fellow officer from a different precinct, from a different town. Yeah, it was from O'Fallon. But I don't know, maybe part of the reason this bothers me is I drive on the road that they're talking about and then past that intersection 10 times a week. So maybe that's why it bothers me more, because I mean you're literally right not too far from where I drive all the time.
But you're not doing it at 3:30 in the morning.
Sometimes I have been.
Are you really?
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Very rarely, but sometimes.
So 314-436-7900 if you want to text in. Because my question for Wheels and Ranj was, have you ever taken the keys from a friend, who you knew was not fit to drive or otherwise physically intervened? Or, as Raj mentioned, we know people who drive drunk or drive buzz, and they kind of throw it out there like, yeah, it happens. Have you ever had to say something? Because, I mean, it's a big issue. And I'm amazed that people still accept, well, I'm driving buzzed, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I've had people, I guess I'd be in this situation more than you guys would, or maybe Amy would too, because you go out a lot, but
it's been a few times where I'm like, I need to take,
but you stay more sober than, because usually I'm on the same level with the people I'm out with.
I'm not drinking at all.
Yeah,
I'm drinking water.
Yeah. But there have been, and the thing is, when you are like that, when you're on the same level as everybody else, sometimes you're not able to perceive where they are and like whether or not they should, drive. But there have been times where I'm like, nah, you need to just, stay on the couch. You stay here or whatever.
Have they pushed back and gotten offended?
Because
one time I did tell a guy.
I've never had anybody get like, oh, how dare you? Nothing like that ever.
So I did tell a friend one time, I'm like, I don't think you should drive. And he got belligerent. He was like, I'm not blinking drunk. And you think that I would do that? And I mean, the fact that he got so angry led me to believe that
Kinda
he
makes
was
your point, right?
drunk. But Wheels, what did you do when you took the keys?
Well, there are a couple of different ones. It's a little different when it's been like at a house or a group of friends. It's a lot. To me, it's even if it's a tougher conversation, it's easier for it to happen because it's not a public place. So you can grab another person or two and say, hey, we got to make sure, he doesn't go home.
Yeah, of course.
And then, there haven't been very many. There have been a couple that get angry and you're like, listen, you're mad at me now. That's great. You're not going to be mad at me tomorrow. And, you find a way somehow either to take the keys or just don't let them out the door. And it ain't always easy. And it's not like I've not done this 20 times. I've spent a few. And there's one time, and I got to be a little bit careful with how I tell this because it wasn't a thing. And it actually turned out great. Because I was with a person in a public place who was a public person, a known person in St. Louis at the time. And he was really drinking, and I was not. And he was getting ready to drive back to where he needed to go. And I'm like, you're not leaving. I'm not going to let you do that. And then he gets a call from his wife, and his wife can tell he's drunk, and she's telling him, don't drive. So he puts me on the phone so that I would tell her I'm not letting him drive. It's okay. And then we didn't. We had some mutual friends come and get his car.
Yeah.
And then he got a ride with somebody else. And like, if people work in tandem, if you can handle it, you can make these things, you can diffuse them. They don't always turn into some kind of big confrontation, but you do have to have someone around who can be, with it enough to have that conversation and be able to coordinate others to help if you need to.
Yeah, and honestly, I think I've had that with me before. Even I think somebody said like, "Yeah, you probably should not leave," and I'm like, "Okay, then I won't." It didn't turn into a huge fight or anything. But most of my life, my adult life, where I have been imbibing, was in a city where people didn't really drive. So like it was never a problem because in order to get home, it was either get a cab or get a Lyft or an Uber or whatever. Like that's so I haven't had this fight that much, but in St. Louis where people do drive because there really isn't public transportation here. You can use the rideshare service, but and that's what I do. I mean, every time I know I'm going out somewhere, I get a car.
Which
every
is
time.
That commercial that we hear on, our station, you can't drive drunk if you don't drive, which I think is a great way. Just going to a bar is just Uber there.
Wouldn't you?
Everything's 15 minutes.
Like I would, and I'm not a big drinker. I probably have a couple drinks a month, and that's kind of the drinker I am. And it's always just sitting on the couch, relaxing, watching some sports or something. I'm not a party drinker, and I'm not a get drunk drinker. But it just seems like such an easy thing to say in advance. All right, I'm going out with the gang. I know I'm going to have a few pops. I'm not going to take my car.
Right.
And it's just a simple pre-planning thing. And if you do take your car, have the discipline to not drink too much. Have your drink or two so that you're still okay and legal and with it and sober so you don't have to worry about it. I mean, it is ultimately under all of our control.
A texter to the 314-436-7900 number says, DWI, $15,000. Average Uber, $25.
Yeah.
And that's correct.
And don't even talk about the other things like potentially losing the license, potentially getting jail time.
Right.
Or killing
potentially
someone.
hurting someone. Yes.
So
well, I mean, that goes without saying,
Right.
but if the thing that drives you the
Is the
most
cost,
is finances,
right.
then an Uber isn't that expensive.
And I know this is kind of bringing it back to the Hazelwood police chief, but this is what blows my mind. As 43 years as a police officer, he's seen deaths and injuries and families destroyed from drunk driving. Because that was the thing when you're in high school. You have the scary, this is what a drunk driving accident looks like, and your friends acting in a pile of blood on the car, right? And it scares the high schoolers.
Yeah.
He's seen it multiple times over 43 years. And how do you make that decision to drive drunk when you've seen more than anyone?
I don't think you read this one, but from a 636, I agree with the hypocrisy of public officials dodging responsibility for their actions while enforcing rules with an iron fist on the rest of us. That's true.
Yeah, can't argue with that. All right, question for everybody coming up next. Have you ever done anything despite the fact that you're super afraid of it?
Never.
Next on the show.
Dave Glover, never afraid to share an opinion.
I don't think that any group or person or candidate or party gets to claim we're the patriots or we love our country and you don't.
Ready to discuss issues.
We really need to have an honest conversation about that.
The Dave Glover Show. News, information, great talk, and so much more.
So if you're sick of listening to people fight about politics, if you just want to have a good time in the afternoon, give me a shot.
The Dave Glover Show. Weekdays at 2 on KMOX.
Hello, this is Chad Clayman with ClaymanGroup.com, KLAMEN Group.com. We've been buying a lot of houses lately with foundation and water damage. So if you have a house that has water issues, maybe water's coming in the basement or problems from previous water damage such as mold, we're interested in making you an all-cash offer. If you have a house with water or mold damage, foundation issues, please reach out. 314-946-9999. 314-946-all-9. Receive your all-cash offer today. ClaymanGroup.com.
What's more important than profit? At Easter Fence Deck and Renovations, our family name is, you, our customers and friends are. A job well done and doing what's right is more important than profit. Hi, I'm Chuck Easter. In business for over 60 years, we've not lost sight of the fact that a good name is more desirable than great riches. When the Easter name is on your fence, deck, or sunroom, you know it was done right with integrity, pride, and great care. Our focus is on you, not our bottom line. Call 314-892-8500 or easterfence.com.
We thought it was over.
Missouri Republican Governor Eric Greitens has just resigned this afternoon.
Scandal after scandal.
Already facing a felony charge, now accused of a second felony.
Now there's more about Eric Greitens.
Former Missouri governor is now accused of spousal abuse and intimidation.
In a sworn affidavit, Eric Greitens' former wife said,
I became afraid for my safety and that of our children due to Eric's unstable and coercive behavior. Physical violence toward our children, cuffing our then 3-year-old son across the face, yanking him around by his hair, a swollen face, bleeding gums, and a loose tooth. He said Dad had hit him. I wanted to protect our children because I was afraid of what Eric would do.
Scandals, felony charges, now physical abuse allegations. That's not conservative, but it's the real Eric Greitens. Paid for by Show Me Values PAC, showmevalues.org, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Show Me Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
At 11:30, it's partly cloudy and 87 degrees downtown at the Arch. In Akron, Ohio, the medical examiner conducting the autopsy on Jalen Walker, the black man shot and killed by police during a traffic stop, has announced her findings.
The autopsy determined that Jalen had 46 gunshot wound entrances or graze injuries. A graze injury results when the bullet runs along the surface of the skin but does not enter a specific area of the body.
The cause of death was blood loss from multiple gunshot wounds and was ruled a homicide. Facebook is rolling out a new feature.
You can be anyone you want online, and now Facebook, or Meta, is giving you a chance to embrace that alter ego. Up until now, Facebook didn't let you have more than one account. Now it's testing out a new feature which will allow users to create up to 5 different profiles linked to a main account. The idea is you can make different profiles dedicated to a specific hobby or interest, like cooking or art or travel. You can also have a different profile for different groups in your life, like family or neighbors or coworkers. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Right now, we've got some debris to watch out for. 44 west before Vanaventer. Actually, they've just cleared that, but there is a crash on 141 south before 21. It's got the right lane closed and a stall on 270 south past 44 on the right shoulder. And Brian Thompson's forecast, shower and spots early. Otherwise, today, clouds and some sun with a little bit of humidity and a high of 93 degrees. Warm overnight, the low near 80 downtown, 70s in the suburbs. Hot and more humid tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sunshine and a high of 97. It's 87 at the moment downtown at the Arch. Feels like 90. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking now. Without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Only $49.99, guaranteed. That's right, don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight and let Mark Patrick Hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings and lose the weight. That's right. Seminars Wednesday, August 3rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in St. Louis, and Thursday, August 4th at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 to 10 p.m. Registration begins 30 minutes before seminar.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Zero Res. Well, if you have been waiting for the lowest price of the year, this is it so far. Zero Res is offering a 3-room DGS special starting at just $119. That's 3 rooms pre-treated in Zero Res Clean, which is a 100% guaranteed clean at just $119. Also, $75 off your air duct cleaning. When it comes to your home, stains in your carpets or upholstery can really put a damper on things. With tough stains, it can be easy to think that you need harsh chemicals or detergents to get them out. But I've learned that these detergents always leave behind a soapy residue, which ends up attracting more dirt to the areas. This is why we're called Zero Res, zero residue. That's why I only trust Zero Res to get out tough stains and provide my regular carpet cleaning, which they have within the past couple weeks. Call 314-474-2020 or go to ZeroResSTL.com to book your appointment. That's 314-474-2020.
Find out what's happening with your Redbirds from the manager himself, Oliver Marmol. Sundays at 10:15 on Sports Open Line and Wednesday mornings at 9:50. The Ollie Marmol Show
I'm excited for not only the club but for the fans. This is a special year for sure.
on KMOX.
11:34 on the show on a Friday. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Now, we would definitely like to get your reaction to the question that Amy's going to ask us here in a second, because she asked us this morning in the office, and it's a good question. So 314-436-7900 if you want to text in once you hear it, because I think there are probably a lot of people that have done something along the lines of what you're going to ask about.
So we've talked a lot about my fears, all the things I worry about, and the
Like
things
everything.
like everything, and the things that Ranj worries about.
I don't worry that much.
But I feel like, well, I've done a lot of things in my life that have scared me, and just done a lot of things, period. And I realize I feel like 90% of the things that I do, like I'll do them despite the fear that I have. Do you know what I mean? Like there's crippling fear where people are so afraid of something that they won't act, whether it be in a relationship or a career
Could be
or
a
like
phobia.
a phobia or jumping out of the airplane. And I jumped out of an airplane. I don't have that. It's more of like, wow, I am terrified right now. For me, for instance, it's standing on the start line of a marathon or a half marathon. And you think, well, you love running. But if you're racing and you know how much it's going to hurt and you are afraid, like, what if I can't do it? What if I fail? I've trained every day for 6 months. Or what if I'm not strong enough in this moment? I can tell you that I stand on the start line and I feel what I called last January profound fear. Like I was so deeply afraid. And it's like, okay, I'm going to do this anyway. Have you guys ever had that, whether it's, like I said, career or skydiving, that you had a deep fear and thought, I'm doing these things despite my fear? Because I feel like I live a lot like that. I do a lot despite being afraid. Nope.
No, I mean, not really. I guess the first time I ever did like a public speaking event, to 700 people, I was kind of nervous about it. But I feel like, no, I mean, there's nothing that like skydiving, for example. People ask me that question all the time. Would you go skydiving? And I think the answer is no, but it's not 100% no. There is a way that you could convince me to do it, but I really don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know how we talk about like watching videos of people climbing towers without any harnesses or ropes or whatever. Like I just mentioned that and my palms are immediately sweating.
Really?
Just by talking. Yeah, that makes me so nervous. I'm kind of nervous of heights, but there can be a point where I'm terrified of being there. And I think skydiving would be that for me. So I don't know that I could do it.
Well, okay. So there's that. And maybe these are two different fears. But you would probably do it. Again, we always talk about the price tag. If someone offered you $10 million, you'd be like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay.
What's your number?
What's my number where the answer is automatically yes?
Yeah. Like if I said $500,
I think I would.
What?
No, not $500.
Yeah.
$1,000. I'm not actually offering, by the way.
I think it would have to be 5 figures.
Yeah.
Really?
5 figures. Yeah.
You would need 10,000 or more.
Maybe 50.
To do something people to do every day?
Maybe. People, well, I'm not those people, Kevin.
So here's another fear. This was back in 2019 when I hosted pre and post for the Blues game for the first time. I was so terrified. And I didn't go to school for broadcasting. I was pale. I was shaking. I was a puddle of sweat. I was so afraid. And that whole thing, like the entire time, pre-post intermissions, I think I had PTSD after that game. I was just so afraid. That was something that I pushed through, which, again, I don't think you guys have that. I think I'm afraid of a lot of things. I did it. I did it anyway because it was a great opportunity, but I was afraid the entire time. Wheeler has no fear. I should have never.
All right, listen.
This guy, huh?
All right, so
please text in 314-436-7900.
Everybody gets nervous about something you haven't done before, especially if it's either risky or public, like you talked about public speaking. Like there's always nerves I am very familiar with. Everybody has them at some point, and the more you do something, the less you're nervous about it, right? The last things I can think of, like being afraid of, that would be things I would do, because I'm not if you're gonna tell me go dodge freight trains, well, no, I'm afraid of that because it's dangerous. It's stupid.
Who dodges freight trains?
There were people recently killed trying to do stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, they're playing chicken. They're like seeing who would stay the longest and then get out of the way, and people died doing it.
I have to be honest, that sounds like a bad idea.
Yes, and again, I would be afraid of that because I have common sense. But I don't have a phobia. I don't have a thing that's like I'm afraid of heights or I'm terrified of any of these things.
What about when you found out your wife was pregnant, or once you brought a baby home? Was there any fear with that?
Nerves.
Well,
nerves.
You can't take that back. It's not. You don't have a choice on that one.
I'm not talking about having a choice, but
it's not fear.
Huh.
Like it can be stress. It can be nervousness. You're like, holy crap, this is really real. Like, yeah, I had that moment, but I was never like, oh my God, the baby's going to die because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I've never had that panicky fear about any of the things you're talking about. I have been afraid. Like when I was a kid, I was afraid when I played baseball. I was afraid to get hit the ball when I was a kid. I was terrified of getting hit, and I got over it because I started getting hit, and then you realize it's not that bad. But I think you're talking about as an adult, not as a kid, right?
Would you go skydiving? Are you afraid of heights like me?
No. Yeah. I mean, if I've never done it, and I don't really have a desire to.
Yeah.
But if, like, say somebody invited me, like, we're doing this, and we want you to go, buddy, I would do it.
I would be very, very nervous doing that.
Yeah.
Like if it was a group activity, and I felt like, all right, well, if everybody else is doing it, I'm going to do it. I probably have a little difficulty sleeping the night before.
Really?
And I know I'd wake up nervous.
I would have that butterflies feeling. Like
I'd have more than butterflies.
I get that.
Did you ever see the movie?
I might have that both sides flu you were talking about earlier. If I knew about that.
We're gonna from now on the show, we're gonna refer to that as the double-barreled flu.
The double-barreled flu. It's the worst. It's the kind of flu you don't want.
And that's when you fear it, and then when you get it, instead of being, no, it's not that bad, it is way worse than even you feared.
So we got some texts on this. We got a 314 said, I was just going to text about the money, about how much money it would take to do it, and then you beat him to it. So,
you know what? And I'm thinking about that 10,000. I might need more.
You need, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I want it to be worth my while.
Man, I'll tell you. I got another one. How about this? He said, fear, and the question from the 636 was rational or irrational fear. And he said, rational fear, I get sweaty palms just walking out to some of the overlooks at the Grand Canyon, for example.
I feel you, friend.
And then singing karaoke for the first time was scary, but I got over that once I grabbed the mic. Those are different. Like, again, I'd say the karaoke thing, and Amy, maybe the fear and nervousness feel the same to you because everybody experiences them differently. Fear to me is not something that, like, I mean, you get that momentary fear, like somebody's almost to hit you on the highway. Like they start to move. Like, yeah, you got a little moment where you're like scared, but it's not like an anticipatory fear. It's not it's not dread. I don't have that dread feeling.
And maybe there's a difference. Maybe it's a scale where nervousness and then it slowly slides into what's actual fear. And again, I know just for me, this is where I had the fear. I had a marathon last month. And I was nervous, but I wasn't afraid.
Right.
But for my race in January, I was terrified.
Really?
Because it was a new distance that I had never raced before.
So what was the...
Like, I wasn't sleeping at night.
So what were you terrified of?
So I was racing a half marathon at a pace that was much faster than I had ever raced that distance before. I was afraid of how much it would hurt and that like I wouldn't be strong enough in the moment, that I would fail. And then you just start like it's a snowball of like, I trained for I guess it was 3 months, 4 months. I spent this money. I came to this race. I'm going to fail. It's going to hurt. I won't be strong enough in that moment. Like I was, and also I don't know. I think it was just like, did I think I was stronger than I actually am? So that was fear versus June, which was a full marathon, which I was nervous, but I know what that hurt feels like. And I know I can get through that, even though I completely blew up. I was more afraid for the half.
Interesting.
I didn't know how much it was going to hurt, how soon it would hurt.
Yeah. It's tough because my mind is different, I guess.
Mhm.
And again, it's because I would never, that to me would be more nervousness than anything I would call fear. But maybe maybe our definitions of it are just different. Like the way I perceive, like fear to me is like, oh my God, I or somebody that I care about is going to be severely physically harmed by this, whatever this thing would be, right? Like that would be fear to me. Everything else just kind of falls into nervous or.
But skydiving for you, Ron,
that would probably be it.
I
Honestly,
nervousness,
I always
right?
say that I have fears, like the fear of germs or whatever. It's not fear. It's just like, ew. There's a difference between. There's a difference between like, I'm going to die or like, ew, and that's kind of how I feel about those things. But when it comes to jumping out of an airplane, I think I would be terrified.
Yeah. I can see that because the result of it, if things go wrong, would be awfully bad.
Right. Oh, so I know this. If you could guarantee not 99.9% chance the chute's going to open, you got to give me 100% chance the chute's going to open. Or that there is a chute in there.
100%.
So here's.
Well, I need 100. I can't have this 99.99. I need 100.
So here's one thing I've never had is I've never had a fear of flying. Like I think a lot of people really are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, and I don't have that at all. Like it never, ever occurred to me. Of all the things that we worry about, never once has it occurred to me like, oh, we might crash. I've never thought of that. I'm not afraid of flying at all.
I get a little anxiety on flights before they take off. Just a little. It's not like, it just. I don't know. I think it's being in the cabin, and
mine is the stuck factor.
Yeah, you're
like,
stuck.
You're stuck. Like I was, flying to Australia. It was 17 hours. Was I afraid we were going to crash? No. Was I nervous because I hate being stuck somewhere? Yeah.
But sometimes on takeoff, I'll look out the window and look down and go, "We are a long way up. I hope this works out."
We got a.
I think that all the time.
Text from Rick said, "Irrational fear is false evidence appearing real." As a joke. He's kidding. He said LOL. And then another texter said, my biggest fear is from the 314. My biggest fear is riding shotgun with my girlfriend. And another one says, I'm afraid of heights, but I still jumped off the cliff at Johnson Shut-ins.
I don't know that cliff. Wow. Is it high?
I don't know, but I'm sure because he jumped.
It is.
Well, I guess into water.
Maybe, or maybe with a chute, or maybe a wingsuit. Would you do the wingsuit? I would
no,
want to
absolutely
do the wingsuit.
not, Kevin.
Oh, that suit looks so much fun.
Yeah, you would slam right into the side of the mountain.
Probably.
And that would be the end of you. And the show.
Race fans, this is Frank Bomarito. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 Race to the Savings Sales event is back, and you're the winner at every Bomarito location. When you purchase or lease any new or pre-owned vehicle, pick your best deal and receive 2 tickets to the Bomarito Automotive Group 500. That's the Race to the Savings Sales event going on now. Details at Bomarito.com. See you at the track.
The following is a commercial announcement.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text LOCAL to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Hi there, it's John Hancock for First Mid Bank and Trust. They're a community-focused organization. They put so much money back into the communities where they serve. They've been around for 157 years. If you're looking for a bank, check them out. They got 19 locations here in the greater St. Louis area, Plenty of small business professionals to work with. They got insurance experts. Whether you're saving for your first home, paying off debt, or planning for retirement, First Mid Bank is the place for you. Go check them out online, firstmid.com. You'll be glad you did.
Transform your home into the most beautiful home in your neighborhood with Banner Construction, St. Louis's premier James Hardy and Pella window expert. Add curb appeal and value to your home by calling Banner Construction 314-569-1050.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AA MCO.
The Wall Street Journal reported that home equity is at record levels, and while home values continue to soar, rising interest rates make it harder than ever to unlock equity. But what if you could cash out your home's equity right now while it's still sky high and not have to move? You can with Truehold.com. Truehold will buy your home for full cash value. Best of all, you get to bank all the cash now and continue living in your home. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance too. Let's review. Truehold pays your home's full value in cash fast. Use your cash to do everything you've dreamed of, like travel or pay off debt. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com for the smarter, faster way to cash out your home's full value without having to move. 1-855-300-9993. 1-855-300-9993 or go to Truehold.com.
With Wholesale Formula Seminar, discover how to start your own Amazon business.
Hi, Ian Bauer. My first year averaged $45,000 a month in sales. Now I'm at $90,000 a month and hardly working.
Hi, I'm Amy Sherlock. I attended the Wholesale Formula Seminar, and I'm now doing $175,000 in sales per month.
Hey everyone, Ryan and Karen Pottinger here.
Because of the Wholesale Formula, last year we ran our business while we traveled to and lived in 4 different countries.
Hey, I'm Rick Manello. 2 years after attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I was able to sell my Amazon business for over $400,000.
Whether you have a business and want to sell more on Amazon, retired or need extra money, America's Amazon expert Dylan Frost will show you how for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. That's right. Discover the easy way to make money on Amazon with Dylan Frost, the Wholesale Formula 2-hour seminar Tuesday, August 2nd at 2 p.m. for the greater St. Louis area. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
Stop by your local farm and home supply store on Saturday, July 16th for our summer sizzle sale. Save on summer items like 40% off all sandals, flip-flops, and cloths, 30% off Broner summer hats, or 20% off Norpro canning utensils. View all of the deals right now at farmandhomesupplies.com.
Join Mark Patrick's seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. Seminars Wednesday, August 3rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in St. Louis, and Thursday, August 4th at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 to 10 p.m. Registration begins 30 minutes before seminar.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Lori Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Did you know that one of the health benefits of swimming lessons is burning more calories than jogging while providing ease on your joints? SwimOnFoundation.org.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
Dude, I'm here for the show.
What show? St. Louis, this is your show.
The show.
The show on KMOX.
I think every break is us listening to Amy tell us about how she's going to die before 50.
Well, no, but like, no, but then just now, she said that what you like worry about being 90.
No. So here's what we were talking about. my spiral binders, I have all my notes, I have my tabs, and
You're
I write
an old
things
school,
down.
like
Yes.
writer, note
And
taker.
I was saying, when you're taking notes and you write it by hand, because it takes so much longer, you are by necessity much more selective than you would be on the computer when you can copy and paste and be like, oh, yeah, I'll add that information in.
Type out, delete, whatever.
Yeah. So this is how I process things, by writing them down. And you said, I don't think that much about anything.
Any of those things.
Any of those things.
Yeah.
And I said, I think about this stuff and all this stuff all the time. And that's why I'm tired, because my brain just goes and goes and goes and goes. So the idea of being 90.
Trust us, we're tired too.
I know. The idea of being 90, like another 50 years, I'm like, wow.
Now you're saying like how tired your brain is going to be?
How tired my brain is going to be.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I was going to say, think of it more like this. You're a runner. You run very long distances and you can continue. Your brain is in great shape. It's always running, so it's in great shape. It's not going to get tired like, say, my
like
brain.
a car.
No, I think it does. Thinking wears me out way more than marathon. In fact, I run because it gets to a point where you're oxygen deprived and you're tired, and so you can't think. And honest to goodness, when you're really pushing in a race, this is people go, what do you think about? I go, this is what I think of. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your brain you're so depleted that takes all of your thoughts.
You know what,
is
my
counting
brain,
to 4.
You know what? There are a lot of reasons why I don't run distances.
Yeah.
Some of them is because like knees hurt and such.
Yeah.
But that part right there, because where you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's all you can manage.
I would be thinking, I am so bored. I am so
But
bored.
that's what's
my brain needs
But that's
something.
the thing. That's how I feel. But you get to the point where, honest to goodness, you're pushing so hard, you're oxygen depleted, you're so tired that the energy to think 1, 2, 3, 4 takes all of the brain energy that you have.
That's why I can't run. Well, that and I don't like to.
At any rate, this all started because I have a very nice binder.
I've
a spiral notebook.
I've always been really interested in people who love running. Most people I know do it because if they do it, it's because they feel like they need to.
Right, good cardio, get a little workout.
But the people who love it's a very interesting idea to me.
That's how I feel about golf.
I get that too.
takes
No, I
so
totally
long,
understand.
I totally
and
get
it's
that.
not a workout.
Golf is not my thing at all.
It's
Like, at all.
expensive. It's not a workout. You're outside for 5 hours or whatever it is. And I'm like, wow. It's so
I've always
boring.
like I don't the people who are like, I can't wait. I got a tee time tomorrow at 6:45. I'm like, what are you doing that
I
for?
think if you were to describe golf to anyone or to an alien, they would think that it was invented by wives to keep their husbands busy. Like, hey, honey, see this little ball? I want you to find a hole like 300 yards away and see how many hits it takes for you to get the ball in that hole. And then he does it. And it's like, okay, well, that didn't take long enough. So she's like, why don't you do that 18 more times?
Ooh, you know what that is?
I think it's trying to get people away from you for a
That's
long
like
time.
that's like giving your dog the automatic ball thrower
That's
thing.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. Where the dog goes and chases it, brings it back, and drops it in that little machine that kicks it back
it's
out
the
again.
Adult version of, okay, kids, I'll time you. Go run around the house 10 times. I'll time you. This is okay. See how many hits it takes for you to get this ball into the little hole.
So when husbands are saying, oh man, I'm going to have to convince my wife that I want to go play golf, she's secretly going, please go play
golf.
Yeah.
Would definitely be true in my case. If you think golf, I don't think golf is complicated to understand at all. I think aliens would be like, okay, there's a goal that you're trying to achieve. It's pretty simple. It's right there.
Oh, not complicated. It was the joke for the ladies.
What I was going to
It's
say,
not complicated. Cricket is complicated.
what I was going to say is like, yeah, baseball would be more confusing. Or have you guys ever seen Finnish baseball, like from
Yes!
Finland?
Yes, and it's
called Pisapalo.
Yes, it is.
What? Pisapalo.
You know who knows so much about it?
Nope.
Tom Timmerman.
Really?
Of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
It is the most bizarre thing you've ever seen.
Yes.
I've never heard of this.
Oh, you got to Google it.
Do they have wickets?
No, they use a bat, and but the pitcher is standing like right next to the hitter, and he stands there and he flips the ball straight up in the air, right? So you have to hit it as it's coming down, and if you miss it, or if you just take it and it hits this white plate underneath, it's a strike.
Yeah,
and you get 3
Oh,
strikes.
wow.
But when you hit, when you hit, first base is to your left. Second base is diagonal back to the right. Third base is straight across to the left again, and then you can come diagonally home.
Oh, I think I want to play that.
Tom Timmerman, if you're listening, call in for your Finnish baseball expertise.
You ever heard Flula Borg, the comedian,
I love
explain
Flula.
baseball?
The best.
The pillows.
Oh, they run around the pillows. It's so great.
All right, coming up next, we'll revisit some of the biggest stories of the day and play some of your voicemails here on the show.
Tom Ackerman for Building Community with Busey Bank, a podcast series easily accessible at KMOX.com/community banking. Busey's community focus takes us to Edwardsville in July. I'm joined by Steve Grant, Vice President and Busey Area Manager for Edwardsville, and a Rotarian to talk about the Busey Bank Rotary Criterium Festival, a fun biking event coming this summer. Listen to our July podcast, Building Community with Busey Bank, at KMOX.com/community banking.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Jerry Adler had their kitchen remodeled by 3-Day Kitchen and Bath and talks about the experience.
If we had only met Darren when we started doing this construction, I would have been a lot happier girl than I am now. My husband, when he heard the 3-Day Kitchen and Bath would be in 3 days and out in 3 days, did not believe me.
Did he change his mind?
When he saw that 3-Day Kitchen and Bath came in and was gone in 3 days, he found that that was the best experience we have had. Darren worked with us on our budget so that we could have the kitchen we needed without feeling like we were completely out of our league. They were professional, cared about the other part of the house. The work is beautiful. I wanted to give them the biggest hug ever.
Top quality materials and workmanship. 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. On the web at 3daykitchen.com.
KMOX, KEZK, HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
An Odyssey station. 5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching. But a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news, KMOX.
At 12 noon, we've got some sun. It's 89 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. President Joe Biden has become the first U.S. president to fly directly from Israel to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, signaling warming ties amid a growing threat from Iran.
Earlier Friday, President Biden met with Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas. The president said he supports a two-state solution for Palestine and Israel, even though the timing is uncertain.
Even if the ground is not right at this moment to restart negotiations, the United States and my administration will not give up on trying to bring the Palestinians and Israelis and both sides closer together.
The opportunity for the two-state solution on the 1967 borders may be available today only.
Natalie Brand, CBS News.
It's looking less likely voters will get the chance to hear from and compare Missouri's Senate candidates before August 2nd. A second planned debate between the Republican candidates has been canceled. Vicky Hartzler claims Eric Schmidt and Eric Greitens would not commit to the statewide broadcast. Basketball star Brittany Griner was in Russian court today. Her lawyers presented a letter from an American doctor who recommended medical cannabis for chronic pain. Griner's lawyers also submitted standard anti-doping tests showing no use of drugs.
The WNBA star has been detained since February when cannabis oil was found in her luggage. In an effort to secure a less severe sentence, she pleaded guilty last week, saying she had no criminal intent. The U.S. considers Griner wrongfully detained and says it's doing all it can to get her released. But with U.S.-Russian relations at a low point over the war in Ukraine, hopes for a possible prisoner swap seem dim. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Griner faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted. Her next court appearance is scheduled for July 26th. There's new reason for concern about COVID-19. CBS's Jim Krasula explains.
It's alarming news from the Mayo Clinic. The BA.Omicron subvariant, which is now the most prevalent coronavirus strain in the U.S., is 4 times more resistant to COVID-19 vaccines, according to a new study. The strain has led to increases in COVID-19 hospitalizations and admissions to intensive care units nationwide.
Things can get lost real quick in Forest Park with 1,300 sprawling acres of pathways, museums, the Muni, the zoo.
Somebody lost their walking cane. We can't quite figure out how you do that.
All that stuff gets sent to the park's visitor center where Tom Richter volunteers.
There's also a lot of car keys and smaller items, sunglasses, regular glasses, and then, of course, baseball caps and scarves and all the, the various clothing items.
Forest Park is organized with their lost and found. They document and catalog every item in a giant 3-ring binder. The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk, what's keeping planes grounded?
It's not just a pilot shortage facing airlines. Reuters says the aviation sector faces an airline mechanic shortage as well. Boeing figures over the next 20 years, the industry is going to need more than 625,000 new maintenance technicians. That's a few thousand more than pilots. Joan Doniger, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 550 points to 31,180. And we have a bit of debris on 44 West before Vandeventer. Stall 270 South past 44 on the right shoulder. Stall 70 East past Cave Springs Truman. The center lane is closed.
Some spots will see a shower early on this afternoon. Otherwise, clouds and some sunshine. It will be hot, but still not that humid. A high of 93. Partly cloudy and warm tonight. Low near 80. And then up to 97 with some sunshine tomorrow. This is accurate with the meteorologist Brian Thompson on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It's 86 in Florissant, 87 in St. Peters, and 89 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
12:04 on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Just going quickly back over some of the biggest stories we've hit so far. First hour after we talked to Hancock and Kelly for a little bit, we talked about the Secret Service and text messages being deleted. Now, we don't know for sure that they were deleted intentionally. In fact, the story from the Secret Service is that that's not what happened. It was part of a technology shift, new phones, new devices coming in, and somewhere in the transferring of data, the messages got deleted.
Mm-hmm.
Were they all that got deleted? That's, again, there's a lot we don't know. Like, is if other things got deleted, it becomes a little less suspicious. But like, if it's really only those 2 days, and I'm like,
wasn't there?
Do you
also
have January 4th and do you have the 7th?
Right.
And if you have those, why not the 5th and 6th?
So isn't there also a there's like a journal that Secret Service is supposed to keep about the day the president has had and like all the everything that's happened, right? I think they're supposed to log those things. Isn't there like a 7-hour window that's missing on January 6th from this journal?
There was something like, something.
You're not talking about text. You're talking about phone calls.
No, the journal. The Secret
journal
Service is supposed to keep a journal.
A day, like the movement by movement kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And apparently there's about a 6 or 7 hour window that's not accounted for.
We also had, I think it was yesterday that it came by, but we also had another person who backed the testimony of Cassidy Hutchinson. This was a DC Capitol, DC Metro policeman, I think was the person that kind of backed her story about the I'm not trying to make a joke, but like the road rage incident on January 6th where Trump
he said there was an altercation of some kind.
Right.
The DC officer did.
Right.
What's interesting about the text is when you look at them, I mean, they're assuming they're not completely neutral and don't address the situation at all, which I find hard to believe, these texts either vindicate some of the people involved, whether it's Trump or just some others, because we don't know who the text messages necessarily would be about, or they would further incriminate them. So if you truly, if the only reason you would, the Secret Service, if they did delete them on purpose, and we don't know because they are saying they did not.
Right.
If the Secret Service or someone else deleted these texts on purpose, it would only be because you're trying to protect people.
Protect somebody.
You wouldn't delete
Don't know who
evidence
is.
that would vindicate you.
It could be, it could be the president, the former president. It could be somebody else they're
Mhm.
trying to protect.
Could be
but
themselves.
Could be themselves, but I don't know what they would have done on that day that would be
never know.
Incriminating.
I mean,
but
you never
still,
know what
it's just
somebody like as an example, totally making this up, not saying it happened, just totally making it up.
it's just
If
too
one
it's
of
too
them, if
convenient.
one of them texted, "I hope they get it done."
Yeah.
It'd be pretty bad
Sure.
look if it got
Sure.
came out. I'm not saying that's what happened, but there are things that you could imagine that someone would text where they'd be like, "Yeah, we don't really want everybody to see all of that." But you're right. You definitely wouldn't do that if what you had. And we don't know that anybody did it on purpose. But if you did, it would be to protect something, not to show that if you wanted to show that there was nothing wrong, and what that showed was you didn't do anything wrong, you would want that to be known.
Yeah, and here's a question that I would need to talk to an expert on, because as we had a texter at 314-436-7900, a texter brought up something that I was also always assuming, that anything that you put into the electronic or online world, whether it's texts or tweets or Facebook posts, it never goes away. It lives forever. It's in the cloud. It's in something else. So with the Secret Service, obviously I can see how it'd be an issue having those texts floating around in a cloud accessible to hackers. Is it a somehow closed platform, closed service? It's not in any type of cloud storage. I
don't know if text messages are like that. I was under the impression, and I could be wrong about this, that once you delete a text, it's gone. That's not the kind of thing that's saved in a cloud somewhere.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong about that. It could be.
Like
it could be that the service that you're using, whatever cell service they have, the provider, maybe they store them and save them somehow. But
So here's why I thought it was in the cloud, because I got a new phone and there were lots of texts and text threads that I wanted to keep. And so I didn't put it on a hard drive. It was up in the cloud. So I deleted everything off my phone, and then they were able to transfer
But
it.
I think you have that option to do that.
Yes.
I don't know if it's...
Yeah, I can turn it off. So maybe,
right.
Yeah,
right.
so that's fair.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. So that was one of the stories early on. Last hour, we talked about Hazelwood Police Chief Greg Hall, who was pulled over, was, according to the officer on the scene, hammered drunk, failed a field sobriety test, went through all that. And we talked about our takes on how, look, man, there are things you can get a free pass on when you do a very dangerous job, when you do something that is often very thankless and very difficult. DUI is not one of those. And we got a voicemail from a listener about this topic. Again, if you ever want to drop us a line, it's 314-944-1120.
Yeah, I had a DWI a long time ago, but it could have cost me my job because I drove a service truck for a heating and air conditioning company. And, yeah, I mean, if it costs you your job, that's what it does. I got lucky. It didn't cost me mine. But this guy should be in jail or arrested, something. Talk to you.
Hey, that was kind of the point. It's not, and by the way, I'm not even saying
you should lose your job.
Yes, I'm not saying fire anybody. I'm not saying he needs to quote unquote be convicted, because you got to make, regardless, the case has to be made by prosecutors. It has to be made well enough to convince the jury. You have to go through the process, but you should be arrested on the scene.
Yeah,
you absolutely. If you are quote hammered drunk driving an automobile, you should not be just driven home by somebody who knows you because they have the same job you have.
And I think we talk about how people who are influential, who have families that have a lot of money, athletes, celebrities, we see all the time, or we know all the time that this happens, where people sometimes are able to exert their influence, or because of their status, they get away with things like drinking and driving, right? They get a pass. Sometimes they don't. We see those high profile cases. Nancy Pelosi's husband was arrested, released the next day on bail. So sometimes high profile people get away with it. Sometimes they don't. The issue here is this isn't just a high-profile person. This is the police chief. They're enforcing the law. And for the integrity of the institution, you can't have those enforcing the law also breaking the law to no consequences.
There are some things that you can let go. Speeding, rolling through a stop sign, depending on how fast you're driving, by the way. But speeding, rolling through a stop sign, jaywalking, whatever it is, things that you can let go if you're a police officer and it's not really causing harm, greater harm to society. This is one of those things you can't let go. It's got to be, it's a mistake that has to be paid for. It should not be necessarily a career losing mistake, not necessarily.
Right.
But it should be something that you have to pay for.
And what I really don't like is so here's something like from the city, the assistant city manager. David Leeser was quoted in the paper saying, "Our official comment is it is a personnel matter and it will remain confidential." It is not confidential when it's on video and we've all seen the video. What you end up doing could be confidential, but it should not be. This is a public event that we have seen, and it's a person in a significant position of authority. That can't just be, it's personnel matter. It can't be.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be accountability for people in leadership positions when something like this is visible.
Well,
we can see it.
If any of us get pulled over for it, that's not the defense we could use.
Now, our company could say, we're going to let the legal system play out. We're not going to talk about it, but we are not public officials. We are not in a position where, in this case, we are in a position where we're supposed to be enforcing this kind of law, and we're taking advantage of, either intentionally or just because of the culture, taking advantage of that position to get off of something that is actually really serious.
Mm-hmm.
And should he get anything more than any other offender? No. Should get exactly what every other offender gets for whatever it is. If it's his first time, he should get the same thing that first-time offenders get all the time.
So I know, again, talking about driving and all of this is a slightly a side note. But as I was driving in this morning, I saw what might have been the worst road rage and potentially most consequential road rage incident that I have ever seen.
In person or ever? Because we just had the guy who shot through his own window was it in Texas?
No, it's
in
Georgia.
person, like
Georgia.
where I'm driving and this person. I'm heading eastbound on Highway 40. And in the left lane, like, why was the traffic kind of messed up? Well, as it turned out, there was someone at rush hour on Highway 40 driving 50 miles an hour in the left lane. But because he was
that
driving
person should also go to jail.
55 miles an hour, well, you couldn't pass him. So I was getting really frustrated. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to dive into the middle lane, right? And then try to pass him there because he's really holding everything up. So I get into the person in front of me decides, it's a white car, decides to make the same move. So this car dive bombs into the middle lane and then just tailgates the car in front of him to try to get close. So the car in front of him starts speeding up, and this guy pulls parallel with the slow guy, right, in the left lane. And he does like you would see in a movie where he steers into the left lane to steer the guy into the middle barrier. So the guy so now he's going towards him. So he's straddling the line, the guy in the white car.
Oh, geez.
And he's swerving over, and the guy kind of goes over and he swerves back to the middle lane. And then he turns his nose of the car forward and swerves over to hit him. I slow down because I think, oh my gosh, they're going to crash. He's going to drive him into the wall. And then he just starts taking his the car and like shaking it back and forth, like he's taking the steering wheel and shaking it back and forth. So the car is swerving and getting within inches of the car, and then of the car going slow, and then he cuts in front of him and just speeds off at like 100 miles an hour. Honest to goodness, how he didn't hit this guy's car, drive him into the center concrete barrier, I don't know. But I thought I was going to see a really bad accident.
Lesson from that is don't be either of those people.
No,
don't be either of them. But more importantly, don't be the road rager doing that.
It was
you're endangering
really
everyone
scary.
around you, not just the two of you.
I think they both should be arrested.
Yeah. Coming up next, Amy's going to tell us why she hates Jackie Kennedy.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe she hates her.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to KMOX for all the news, sports, talk, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back.
Totally changed my life.
It's amazing. I don't have any cravings. You want to quit, but have found it impossible? This is the thing for you. I have absolutely no craving. It's the darndest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's not for entertainment. It's for results.
Do it. It works. Period.
You've tried everything else. You need to come and try this.
Only $49.99 guaranteed. Don't just cut down. Stop smoking. In addition, use hypnosis to lose all the weight and destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Wednesday, August 3rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in St. Louis, and Thursday, August 4th at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar, 8 to 10 p.m. More info at markpatrickseminars.com.
At last, the Muni premiere of the musical masterpiece, Sweeney Todd, a thrilling tale of love, revenge, and mystery. Through July 22nd, sponsored by Missouri Lottery. For tickets, muni.org.
Guys, I want to talk to you man to man about erectile dysfunction and PE. The physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center offer custom blended medications that have men lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history. See results on your first visit, guaranteed, or your exam is free. Men, if Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, call Paramount Men's Medical Center now. 314-720-8081. That's 314-720-8081.
When it comes to your health, you want the best care possible, right? Well, when it comes to your eyes, you'll find that at Ophthalmology Associates. Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. From glasses, LASIK, or cataract surgery, and anything related to eye care, doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andrew Royer are among the best. Dry eye is a concern for a lot of folks, and Ophthalmology Associates is the leader in dry eye diagnosis and treatment. They can help you understand your condition and treat it with the absolute newest, most innovative approach. Are you considering LASIK surgery? You need to call the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. If cataracts are a problem, these doctors use the most advanced multifocal lens implants to minimize the need for glasses after surgery. I've been a patient here for about 25 years, but forget that. More than 250 local doctors have trusted their eyes to Ophthalmology Associates. 314-966-5000 and youridoc.com.
Donate your car to Goodwill and get 4 free tickets to Six Flags. Ride the greats like the Screaming Eagle or hang out at Hurricane Harbor. Donating a car to Goodwill is easy. Towing is free, and you'll get a tax receipt. For more information or to donate online, visit mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Six Flags. Hurry while supplies last. Give hope. Give local. Give Goodwill.
At 420id.com, we make it easy to get your Missouri medical marijuana card. Dispensaries are open and inventory is in, so why wait? 420ID is the only company that provides you with a real plastic ID card and have served over 19,000 happy Missouri patients. Open late every day until 9 p.m. If we can't approve you, you pay nothing at 420id.com. Today is the day to sign up for your Missouri medical marijuana card at 420id.com. Use promo code RADIO and save $30 today. That's 420id.com.
If you own investment rental properties and you've been thinking about selling, we are very interested. The market is very strong. We've been very aggressive with our offers. So if you own a package of single-family houses that you'd like to sell, or one single-family rental property you'd like to sell, apartments or commercial investment property, please reach out and we can provide you a very simple transaction. ClaimingGroup.com, KLAMEN Group.com, 314-946-9999, 946-9999, buying in Missouri and Illinois.
All the news and all that matters to you. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
All right, we've got our Redbird Report coming up on the show here in about 10 minutes. So if Cardinals lose the series to the Dodgers, we'll update you on that. Also tell you a bit about what Nolan Arenado had to say last night coming into today. Good story by my buddy Derek Gould with Arenado talking about not wanting to be a wild card team, but listen, let's win the division. Like that should be the goal. Really interesting comments from him. So we'll have baseball coming your way at the bottom of the hour. Mike Claiborne is going to join us at 1 o'clock in studio. He's going to hang out with us for a little while. We'll talk some baseball, and we got to get some other things out of Claibs too.
Oh.
He's got thoughts on many things, so we'll get some other things on him too.
Absolutely.
But first, Amy, why do you hate Jackie Kennedy? Because you brought this up.
Guys.
You put it on the list.
Can't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
This is American royalty we're talking
you've
about.
got a grudge or what?
Misrepresentation. Ladies and gentlemen,
I know
everyone listening.
misrepresentation.
Did you date her?
Did not date her. She was my teacher in high school.
Listen. Kevin.
All right.
Okay,
then.
guys. I do not hate Jackie Kennedy. Here's what
yes,
happened,
you do.
folks.
You said it in the office.
No.
You said I've had it up to here with Jackie Kennedy. Like she's been gone for a long time.
Literally, I had this topic and I proposed this question to Wheels and Ranj. Well, to Wheels, I should say. And then Ranj wasn't in the room. So when Ranj came in the room, Wheels completely misrepresented me and said, "Oh, Amy hates Jackie Kennedy."
That's what you said.
But here's what happened. So on the Twitter, which is what Wheels calls it.
Yeah, so the Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. This millennial aged person said, like, I don't get the fascination of or the appeal of Jackie Kennedy. Like, people thought she was so beautiful. I don't get it. And he attached like 4 different pictures of Jackie Kennedy. And then it was interesting because it was kind of divided by age, but younger responders like, yeah, I don't get it. She's not attractive. And then older responders said, you have to understand who the Kennedys were, what they meant. You have to understand the time. She was the first lady. She was a fashion icon.
There was a fairy tale aspect to the story, even though we know the reality was that.
She created it. I mean, after JFK's death, she was the first one to use the term Camelot.
Right.
I mean, she's like, I'm going to take control of the narrative surrounding our family. Because as you mentioned, there's a lot of unsavory aspects to the Kennedy family, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But they were as close as you could get to America's royal family.
What happened?
Ranji just burped.
No, that's not what happened. My glasses rubbed up against the microphone and it sounded like that. It sounded like a toot. I could do it again.
No.
Here, hold on.
See, you did it again. Why'd you lean over?
Because I don't know, my glasses bumped the microphone. It sounded like a toot.
Stop doing that.
I didn't do it on purpose.
That's why I started
Just stop
laughing
doing it.
because I
Stop doing that. But
Sorry.
You said, though, that there
These
was
are sensitive microphones.
it was as close to royalty as America ever got, or
Yeah.
at least in
And then somehow you
modern
brought up
America.
Adam Driver. What's wrong with Adam Driver?
So, and there was another thing with Adam Driver. He's considered the anti-handsome, like how he should not be handsome, but he's considered handsome. And it's just interesting to me when you think of who our culture holds up as being incredibly attractive. So much goes into that than just how they look objectively. If it was just a one-dimensional piece of paper and you had no idea who these people are, I'm not sure that you would pick some of these people as being the icons that they are.
Did you ever
without knowing their whole history?
There was a tweet one time. It was kind of recent where somebody said Adam Driver looks like somebody tried to draw Keanu Reeves from memory.
Yes, I've seen that. So true.
All right, that's real strong.
Yeah.
No, I think those definitions change because a lot of it is about your personality and what you do. And in Hollywood, too. I mean, you have a lot of different roles, right? How are you cast? How are people perceiving you? And the definitions of these things change all the time. If you go back hundreds of years ago, the definitions of beauty were different than they are now. And you don't even
it was the 60s.
No, hundreds of years ago.
No, I'm saying, but like in the 60s, their definitions were a little different too.
Of course. I mean, like, given the time, right? How many of the previous first ladies were that young?
Right.
You know, I mean, like, there's part of the reason, the context of why people were like, wow, I mean, geez, look at this young couple
younger,
in there. Yeah.
They were glamorous. Also, she was a fashion icon, right? I mean, her
style,
clothes,
her sense of style.
Yes, she was a fashion icon. Not all first ladies were that. It was just who she was. It was the whole package. And someone said, man, can you believe it? Billy Crystal was the Matthew McConaughey of the 80s and 90s.
No, he wasn't.
What?
Because they were saying he was the rom-com guy. All the leading ladies were falling in love with in all those movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it wasn't because of his
looks.
Yeah, his handsomeness. It was because of his funniness and his personality and his charm. That's
Was
what it was.
he
Yeah, it was charming.
Charm.
Was he considered handsome?
No.
436-7900.
Who thought Billy Crystal was handsome?
No,
I mean,
people think
probably his
Tom,
wife.
people think Tom Hanks is handsome, but a lot of that goes into the roles that he played.
Well, Tom Hanks is more the everyman. And I think that's part of his attraction, even as an actor in general, because when you see him, most guys can look at him and say, yeah, he's kind of like me. Kind of like me, maybe a little skinnier, maybe a little taller, whatever. But I mean, he's kind of like me. You see Chris Hemsworth and you're like, well.
Yep, right? Exactly. That's exactly it.
Well. You know,
Like
you ever see the movie Troy? You see Brad Pitt in Troy, and you're like, well.
Yep. All right.
Too bad for me.
The kind of guy who walks in a room and you're like, come on, man. You can't. Come on, dude. You can't look. You can't be coming in here looking like that.
It's been a long time for me that's even mattered, but that was college.
Yeah.
You had a teammate, and the guy comes into the party, and you're like, oh, come on, man.
Dude. Stay home.
I'm a freshman. You walk in and
with all your handsome.
And all the guys are going, boo.
I'm the short ginger, and here comes Silvio.
Yeah. Silvio.
Looks like a model. Thanks, Silvio.
Silvio with his kind of smelly shirt and just everybody loves him.
He's a good guy.
Silvio.
He was a good guy, but boy, freshman year, that wasn't great. All right, coming up next, we got our Redbird Report, latest on the Cardinals when we return.
America's constant through the years has been baseball. But for this city, baseball was only the beginning. St. Louis lays claim to have invented corkball, Indian ball, fuzzball, bottle caps. Organized wiffle ball is a thing here, and even the overseas game of cricket is getting popular. All next week on Total Information AM. Tune in for our feature, St. Louis's Other Pastimes, an obsession that blossomed a bat and ball underworld. Only on America's sports voice, KMOX.
If you thought Diamonds Direct's values were impressive, wait till you see what we're doing next. Diamonds Direct is celebrating your golden moments with a store-wide sale, July 22nd through 24th, with an extra 20% savings on virtually all diamond fashion and designer jewelry, from rings and earrings to bands and bracelets and so much more. This is the perfect time to shop for yourself or the one you love during this 3-day event. Get ready, 20% extra savings on a multi-million-dollar selection of fine jewelry, July 22nd through 24th at Diamonds Direct. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Are you concerned about outliving your money? Well, how would you like to have guaranteed growth and a lifetime of income you may never outlive? Join me, Ben Coons, for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, heard here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on KMOX Radio. You can also call me now for your complimentary Retirement and Income book at 844-513-SAFE. That's 844-513-7233.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Pineview Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Pineview Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Pineview Medical Clinic now. 314-530-7777.
At 12:30 right now, we've got some clouds and 89 degrees downtown at the Arch. President Joe Biden has been greeted by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman with a fist bump as he arrived in the Royal Palace in Jeddah. Biden is working to bridge a rift between the United States and the oil-rich kingdom. The House has voted to restore abortion access nationwide. It's Democrats' first legislative response to the Supreme Court's landmark decision overturning the constitutional right to abortion. But the House bill approved today has little chance of becoming law, with the necessary support lacking in the 50-50 Senate. Turns out the pilot of the small plane that made an emergency landing overnight in Interstate 70 in Grain Valley, Missouri, near Kansas City, was intoxicated and had a gun and drugs on the plane. The landing happened after 2 a.m. in the westbound lanes of 70. The pilot suffered only minor injuries. I-70 was closed for several hours. Right now, we do have a crash involving cars on 70 eastbound to Mid-Rivers Mall Drive. That's on the right shoulder. Stall 270 south past 44 on the right shoulder, and 70 east past Cave Springs Truman. That's been cleared. Our forecast for today, a high of 92 degrees, a little bit more humid. A few storms overnight, and then tomorrow with a high of 95. And then for Sunday, a little cooler with a high of 85. It's 89 degrees downtown at the Arch now. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
I'm Listening reminds you that talk saves lives, and 988 makes it even easier to reach out and talk. 988 is just like 911 for emergency services. 988 connects you with trained counselors in over 200 crisis centers nationwide. Find out more at imlistening.org.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Have you ever gone to the grocery store hungry? Big mistake. Next thing you know, you're in the kitchen unloading all this stuff you didn't need, saying, "What did I do?" It's kind of like someone going into retirement without a plan. Steve All at the All Financial Group is here to help. He offers a complimentary retirement review. So instead of saying, "What did I do?" you can say, "Here's what I'm doing." Call 636-230-8824 and get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory services offered through All Financial Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuity products offered through Stephen All, Missouri license 8039738.
With Wholesale Formula Seminar, discover how to start your own Amazon business.
Hey, I'm Rick Manello. 2 years after attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I was able to sell my Amazon business for over $400,000.
Hi, I'm Amy Sherlock. I attended the Wholesale Formula Seminar to learn how to work from home while raising my son. Today, I do $175,000 in sales per month.
Hi, Ian Bauer. My first year averaged $45,000 a month in sales. Now I'm at $90,000 a month and hardly working.
Hi, I'm Hillary. Before attending the Wholesale Formula Seminar, I was a school teacher. Today, I work from home selling products on Amazon.
Whether you have a business and want to sell more on Amazon, retired or need extra money, America's Amazon expert Dylan Frost will show you how. Only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. That's right. Discover the easy way to make money on Amazon with Dylan Frost, the Wholesale Formula 2-hour seminar Tuesday, August 2nd at 2 p.m. for the greater St. Louis area. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
Albert Pujols comes to bat.
Cardinals slugger Albert Pujols talks with Tom Ackerman Mondays at 9:50.
He hits a fly ball left field, and it's gone!
Exclusively on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
The pitch by Waino. Albert is hit high and deep. A home run for Harrison Bader. Yadier Molina has homered. Double play. It's a big fly for Albert Pujols. A home run in the first inning for Goldie.
This is the Redbirds Report.
All right, so the Cardinals dropped the series to the Dodgers. Yesterday, the offense disappeared. 4-0 loss to the Dodgers. That was the day after blowing a 6-run lead. So not the best of times leading up to the All-Star break. And now you've got the weekend series against Cincinnati and then a break so they can kind of recover, reset, and get things going. And I know I heard John Rooney this morning on TIAM, and he also mentioned this with us the other day, that after the All-Star break, the schedule is a little more normal. So there's more regular rest built in, should make it help them kind of keep the bullpen in order, because we're still dealing with this. I know we talk about it all the time, but it is the starting rotation that really has to kind of rein things in, because what happens when you get overuse is you see the other day, right? You're blowing the lead because you can't go to all the guys you would normally want to go to with a lead because they're unavailable because they've been used too much in recent days.
Like Helsley had been 3 out of 4 days, for example.
Right. And that's the kind of thing that they've got to get past. And the way you get past that is more help with the starting rotation. Either the guys you have being better, and by that I mean the guys not named Michaelis or Wainwright. Those guys have been fine. They've done exactly what you need them to do. You need another 2 guys to be similar in terms of workload, at least.
How much does Yadier Molina coming back affect the starting rotation?
I think there's an impact, especially for the younger guys. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence, Ranj, that a lot of this started happening when he went out.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's all of it, but I think it's some of it.
Very difficult to quantify just exactly how much that matters, but I do think it does matter. It should alleviate some of the pressure. I can't tell you if it's going to be the thing that turns it around altogether, because it could just be a personnel issue right now.
Well, they just
don't have enough.
They're going to have to make a decision for the trade deadline. Sounds
Right.
like before they'll know when he's coming back for sure.
You cannot count on Flaherty. I would love to be able to count on Jack Flaherty to be available when he comes back at the end of August and be good to go through
Right.
the end of the year. Can't.
Well,
You can't just
if
assume.
even if you could, what are you going to get? 5 starts in September?
Right, but then you're talking playoffs. So
Right.
I think they should be preparing themselves for that
For
too.
sure,
Because
yeah,
it's not just in reach. I mean, they're right there.
Yeah.
So that's the way they need to be preparing for the end of the season, is not just to get through the end, but also how good are they going to be when the playoffs start. I'll be honest, watching these last couple of weeks of games, especially the last week or week and a half, I mean, I'm a little concerned. I don't think it means everything, but I'm a little concerned that this team's record now is not good at all against teams that are at or above 500. They are now 23-31 against teams that are 500 or better. It doesn't necessarily mean that when they get to the playoffs, it's going to have, or if they get, and I know we have to say if here, but if they get to the postseason, it doesn't necessarily predict anything, but I don't think it's an especially good sign that right now they just have not had success at all against teams that are good.
Yeah, I thought the thoughts that Nolan Arenado passed along yesterday, Derek Gould's piece in the Post-Dispatch outlined this, but here's what Arenado had to say. A couple different angles here. First one is this. He says, we pitch well and we don't score runs. We score runs and we don't pitch. We're not putting it together, and that's just what it is. The good teams put it together. And then he listed the Braves, the Dodgers, and a couple of others. And then he went on to say, essentially, we're going to do that. We're just not doing it on the same page every time now. And I think that's an accurate description. I mean, lately, the offense has been a little better. It wasn't yesterday, but prior to that, would they have like 4 straight games with 6 runs or more scored? And it's kind of, the offense has kind of gone back and forth the last couple of weeks. But he's right in the description, but there is something that would help with that, and that would certainly be more stability in the rotation,
Right.
which can put the
Takes
bullpen
pressure
usage
off the pen. Yep.
more under control. Now, this is the part that I think you guys, I think this is the more interesting conversation based on Arenado's comments yesterday. And I'm sure if you guys want to chime in, by the way, go ahead, 314-436-7900. He said, quote, you want to win the division. I don't want to win the wild card anymore. Obviously, you get to the playoffs. It's great. If we get in, great. But you want to win the division. It's important to win the division. I've never won it. I would like to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And it's not he's not saying this in a critical way. He's saying this simply, that's what we should be shooting for. That's within our reach. That's what we're capable of. That's the standard. I really like that message.
No, it should be the standard. And I mean, I guess criticism doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. And I think there is something critical there in what he's saying, that look, we think we're good, but we should be better than this. And I think that's perfectly okay for him to say, because there's a lot of truth in that. And the other thing about winning the division is, I mean, I know he'd like to just for the sake of being a division winner, it's nice to be able to say it, but also you give yourself a bit of an advantage not having to participate in that wild card round. Like, you don't want to have to, because if you win your division, you can set up the rotation a little bit easier going into the playoffs. It's a little bit easier for you. Maybe you can rest some. You spend a couple extra days resting.
Different this year.
Right. So
I mean, only the number 1 seed gets a pass, right?
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Or maybe it might be the number 1 and number 2.
I think you're right.
But at any rate, like it's still easier if you can do it that way. And I think that should be the goal for this team. It should be. You should get home field as much as you can possibly get it. They're not going to be a home field all the way throughout the National League Series, but if you can get it for at least that first round, that's a nice benefit to have.
And I think the feedback I'm getting from people, and I think it's really my own reaction too, is you're close. You're not where you need to be. I mean, and that's basically what Arenado's saying, is we're not where we need to be. Either, and I don't know that he's saying we don't have the right pieces. I think he's saying we're not putting it together. We have the pieces, but we're not doing the same. We're not doing things. We're not clicking at the same time. I would say they have most of the pieces. Like when now that Tyler O'Neill's back, your outfield's pretty good. Your infield is pretty good. You've got depth. Yeah, some guys slump here and there, and you're always going to have a little up and down, but you got 2 star hitters in the middle of the order that'll keep you somewhat consistent there. Your bullpen has the ability to be really good if it's able to be used by design rather than by necessity early in the game. So the one area that we're all continuing to point to is that starting rotation spot. And how much of a move will they make? Because it's been a long time since the Cardinals have made a move of significance at the trade deadline. They tend to make their biggest moves in the offseason.
Right.
Well, don't you think Arenado's statement is going to resonate well with St. Louis fans, because we do have a high standard here. I mean, I feel like, at least growing up, every year that you don't win the World Series is a disappointment in a different way to Cardinals fans than it may be to other teams. I mean, you're not expecting, okay, we just want to make the playoffs. I feel like there is this expectation of not only a competitive team, but a team that can actually get to the World Series. That's what we're looking for. Anything short of that feels like a disappointment, or almost, I know it's not really an outlier. We haven't won since 2011, but it feels like an outlier. Like, oh man, what's wrong with the Cardinals? We didn't make it to the World Series this year.
Yeah, and I think that to expect a World Series every year, I don't think most people believe that. I think there are at least a lot who believe that every year it should be reasonable to think that maybe they can get to a like the NLCS or something.
Right.
I think that's a reasonable expectation that in most years they can do that. But what people really want is for the front office to occasionally say, this team is really good. They're in a good position because of the division they're in. Let's maybe really go all in here, or as all in as we can possibly do at the trade deadline.
I don't like the all in, but I would say more in.
That's what I mean. I mean, as much as you could possibly do.
There's been a fair number of people that have looked at all of the trade deadline deals and how few of them actually end up impacting a World Series winner.
And sometimes in Houston you get Justin Verlander and you win a World Series.
You get Aroldis Chapman or
but
whatever.
It's about taking the swing. It's not necessarily connecting on the swing.
No,
because
right.
if 8 teams that are in the playoffs take a swing, well, it's not possible for all 8 to win the World Series. But what you want to see is your team go for it a little bit. And if you fall short, okay, you fell short, but you gave it a good try.
But the Cardinals never take a swing that jeopardizes the future.
And they should.
Very rarely.
They always
although Alcantara things kind of
right, but
fighting them, but at the time you needed to.
But also when you looked at the time, you had a bunch of other good pitching prospects too, and you had a stable rotation at that time as well. So when you made that decision, you're like, okay, we have this covered now.
I don't blame them for it.
No, not at all. But see, a risk of the future would be like throwing 3 good, really highly ranked prospects for a rental player. That's not going to happen. And by the way, nobody does that anymore either. Like teams just don't do that.
Yeah, it's because I think that's assuming like, well, we never make it here. Who knows when we'll get here again? So let's go for it. Versus the Cardinals, who know they're going to get there again. We have a history of getting there. Why would you throw that away?
Yeah, and again, I know Ranji and I talked about this before the show a little bit when we were kicking this around. It is difficult to predict what happens in the postseason, right? I mean, the Dodgers have had the highest payroll and the most talented team in the National League for probably 10 years. They have won World Series. The Yankees have been one of the highest payroll teams in baseball forever. They haven't won since 2009. Like, it's one thing, and sometimes these teams make the mistakes of going for it and they give up good players and they regret it. Sometimes you don't necessarily regret that, but it doesn't work out. I do think that the long-term plan of being around every year is a good one, but I agree with what Ron said too, in that every once in a while, sometimes you do got to throw a move.
Yeah.
And I mean in season, not talking about, they do the off season. I have no complaints about how they've run their, well, I shouldn't say none. There are minor complaints, but in the off seasons in recent years, I mean, you're getting Goldie, you're getting Arenado, you went out and got Marcell Ozuna.
No complaints about that.
Yeah. And this year you could have argued maybe you go higher end on a pitcher than you did, but they did sign somebody to a reasonably good contract. In season is where most people have the issues.
And you know what? It's not just to throw a bone to the fan base, which again, I think is important to do every now and then, because it instills some confidence. And I think it's okay to energize your fan base, but I think it energizes the team itself. The players, if you make a deal prior to the deadline and it's a significant deal, guys in a clubhouse love that.
All right, coming up next on the show, we've got the smallest beef in Hollywood?
Wait, what?
It's small. It's a beef between small characters in movies.
Oh.
Let me tell you this. There's a movie maker who's being a little jealous. Let's put it that way. I'll tell you who it is next up on KMOX.
If your business has accounting problems, you probably have tax problems. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in St. Louis. Running a small business is tough, and it's no surprise that companies that don't keep good books often run into tax issues. If you don't fix your accounting problems, you could be doomed to land in the same tax pitfalls every year. Call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I can help you get out of tax trouble and stay out. If your small business doesn't have a CPA or accountant, I can help you find one. And if you already have one, I work closely with them to resolve your tax problems quickly. Make no mistake, if the numbers don't add up, the IRS will catch it. Fix your accounting and tax problems before they snowball with help from the Lance Drury Law Firm. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Race fans, this is Frank Bomarito. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 Race to the Savings Sales event is back, and you're the winner at every Bomarito location. When you purchase or lease any new or pre-owned vehicle, make your best deal and receive 2 tickets to the Bomarito Automotive Group 500. That's the Race to the Savings Sales event going on now. Details at Bomarito.com. See you at the track.
The Biz Dash is St. Louis's healthiest happy hour, combining fitness, company, team bonding, and fun. All levels of runners and walkers welcome. Thursday, September 22nd at Centene Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Create your company team today at stlbizdash.com.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly, different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Why should I buy from you? Always ask. Hi, I'm Chuck Easter with Easter Fence Deck and Renovations. When working with Easter, you know it's not just about making a buck. Our commitment is to do what's right. We are a third-generation family business. A lot of pride goes into every fence, deck, and sunroom. Our name is on it, and we guarantee it. Even if it was the first job Dad did in 1957, if we didn't do it right or didn't do what we said, we'll fix it for free. Call 314-892-8500 or easterfence.com.
Nationally recognized, locally invested, Busey Bank is pleased to be named one of America's best banks for 2022 by Forbes. A prestigious and humbling honor, Busey is proud to deliver best-in-class service to our valued customers and vibrant communities. Whatever your financial needs, partner with an award-winning team for solutions to your business, wealth, and personal banking needs. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Diamonds Direct is making your summer shine with their store-wide summer sale. Get ready. It's July 22nd through 24th. The entire weekend, enjoy extra savings. 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices on a multi-million-dollar selection of rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. Virtually everything's on sale. Plus, top jewelry designers flying in with all new collections. It's the buying opportunity of the season. Extra savings store-wide. Mark your calendar. July 22nd through 24th only. And only at Diamonds Direct. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from the Gelman team of eXp Realty. Selling your home, every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. My friends Mark and Neil Gelman, check out the only agents that I trust at thegelmanteam.com.
Stop by your local Farm and Home Supply store on Saturday, July 16th for our summer sizzle sale. Save on summer items like 40% off all sandals, flip-flops, and clogs, 30% off Broner summer hats, or 20% off Norpro canning utensils. View all of the deals right now at farmandhomesupply.com. BMW.com.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold of Newbold BMW. The new all-electric BMWs are here, and it proves that you don't have to be ugly to be electric. Come and drive one of these, and you'll kick your Tesla to the curb. That's Newbold BMW in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldbmw.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
How long does it take an adult to learn to swim? It typically takes 20 hours of set lessons. What are you waiting for? Go to swimonfoundation.org.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
Who is this guy?
Kevin Wheeler
With exaggerated mouth and tongue movements.
on the show.
All right, back another show on KMOX. Mike Claiborne's going to join us after the 1 o'clock news and hang out for a little bit. We'll talk some ball and a few other things there as well. Was it Raj? Were you the one, or Amy? Were you the one that posted this Hollywood controversy today?
That would be Ron.
Yeah, that was me. This is a huge controversy.
I mean, yeah, it's a.
This is a big deal, Kevin.
It's a filmmaker from a previous generation
Let me-
who's
let
a little
me-
bit bitter.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you be
A
too if
little
your
bit
idea
bitter.
was stolen?
Oh, right.
Stolen.
That's terrible.
Present the
Joe
argument.
Dante is the director of the 1984 film Gremlins. You guys
Okay.
have seen
I saw
Gremlins, have you
Gremlins.
not?
Amy, did you not
has
see
seen
Gremlins?
Gremlins. I know she has.
Come on,
I'm
Amy.
pleading the fifth.
Come
God,
on.
you're so ridiculous.
Okay, Flynn.
So, wow. Wow.
Below the belt, buddy. Come
How many,
on.
like,
That's so
53
rude.
times, I think she's said, I plead the fifth
Well, I mean,
already
it's just-
in the
just
course.
just with movies every time. Like, you see that movie? Amy,
Yeah,
she's
seen
like,
it.
no.
Yeah, plead the fifth, whatever.
I'm going to find a time to call you Bannon. And you see how it feels. See if it hurts your heart.
How is Kevin Bannon?
Just big and smelly.
Oh. We don't know that he's smelly.
We don't. That's assuming.
Kevin earlier
hey,
said
listen.
that Steve Bannon looks like he smells.
He looks smelly. He looks like he just walked out of the woods.
He reminds me of Pizza the Hut.
Wow.
I know.
That's what?
Remember Pizza the
Yeah,
Hut?
from Spaceballs.
All right, let's,
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so
we got off track.
we
on
got
the- on this
sidetracked
Hollywood
here.
controversy.
By the way, really, really off topic. I've always thought every time I see video of L. Ron Hubbard, it always seems to I bet that guy's breath smells. I don't know why I always think that, but it seems that way. Go back and watch video, and you'll know what
better
I'm talking
watch
about.
it. Tom Cruise will come for you.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, we'll talk about him in a second. But there is a controversy now because Joe Dante, who was the director of Gremlins, which I used to watch as a kid, and it kind of terrified me a little bit, but I also liked it because Gizmo, who is he's a mogwai. He's a little animal
Little
with the
fuzzy
big
guy.
ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, adorable little guy.
Yeah.
And the mogwais, if you get them wet, they would multiply, and if you fed them after midnight, they would turn into gremlins.
Right,
And the
little
gremlins wreak,
monsters, yeah.
they wreak havoc, and those little buggers were scary.
Yeah.
So he is apparently upset about the show The
Dante,
Mandalorian.
Dante.
Joe
Yeah.
Dante is upset about the show The Mandalorian
Right.
because in The Mandalorian, and I don't know how many people
my
listening have watched the
Yeah.
show, but even if you haven't watched the show, you have probably seen over the last year or so images of Baby Yoda,
Grogu,
which his name is really Grogu.
But they all
But
call him
everybody,
Baby Yoda.
people call him Baby Yoda
Yes.
because it looks like Yoda,
And
and
he's a
he's
baby.
little, and he's cute,
Yeah.
and has baby sounds.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Dante does not like this. He
Mm-hmm.
said, I think, and he's speaking of his film Gremlins, he says, I think the longevity of the film is really key to this one character, Gizmo, who is essentially like a baby, which brings me, of course, to the subject of Baby Yoda, who is completely stolen and is just out and out copied, shamelessly, I would think.
Joe Dante is an idiot.
What do you mean?
First of all, let's
I
think
think
about
he's
it.
right.
Let's go chronologically here, okay?
Yeah.
Which came first, Gremlins?
Gremlins.
Or Empire Strikes Back?
There was no Baby Yoda.
There was no Baby Yoda,
but
though.
there was a Yoda.
Yeah, but it was an adult. He was
And-
like 700
right,
years
but
old.
if you're going to do a story about a young Yoda, it's going to look like Yoda, but be really young.
Can I just say, I'm looking at the picture right now, side by side of Baby Yoda and Gizmo, and Dante has a point.
He has
Yep,
no
he does.
points at
Wow.
all.
He
Listen,
does.
You take so what? Because it's small, has big eyes and big
Big ears,
right?
yeah,
right,
and it
right?
and it like
right. So
you know,
like Yoda,
it's-
Yoda didn't have those things.
Nope.
Yoda wasn't small. Didn't have big ears.
No, he was
didn't
an
have big
adult, though.
eyes.
To
Doesn't
be fair,
wrong
grown
with
up
you guys?
Yoda has the same silhouette as baby Yoda.
Exactly the same. He's
Yeah.
a baby Yoda. Yoda preceded the stupid Mogwais, and Joe Dante.
Stupid Mogwais.
Actually, they were pretty cute. But Joe Dante is just a bitter old guy.
So I can maybe Dante is a bitter old guy. They definitely look alike, but
because Star Wars kicks Gremlins' ass.
but you have to say that grown up Yoda. I don't know how you make a baby Yoda that doesn't look like Gizmo.
Every small.
Do you know what I mean? Every small baby
small
Yoda
cute
would-
thing looks like Gizmo. Gizmo was created because it would look like a small cute thing, right? Like, don't all little tiny fuzzy creatures kind of look like that? Big ears, big eyes.
You ever seen a Furby?
Yeah.
Those are just,
and they
those
all
are
make
terrifying.
those noises. They're always like, "Oh."
Wheeler has a point. You know what I
I know
love
I do.
doing in an argument? I love going back and forth to whoever spoke last and just
Say
saying,
like, yeah, you're right.
Like, oh wow, Wheeler's right. Oh wow, Dante's right.
It's like us in the Middle East. Like, yeah, you guys are right. No, you guys are right.
Okay, way to go serious.
Yeah, thanks.
What?
We were
Thanks.
just having fun with Baby Yoda.
Hey, just bottom line, Joe Dante needs to shut up.
Baby Yoda stolen.
Hey, we got Mike Claiborne joining us after the top of the hour news here on KMOX.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99 and it could work for you. So I thought, that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. You know, my friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Only $49.99 guaranteed. Designed to work without anxiety, irritability, or weight gain. For only $49.99, become a non-smoker. That's right. Seminars Wednesday, August 3rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in St. Louis, and Thursday, August 4th at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Fairview Heights. Stop Smoking Seminar 8 to 10 p.m. Registration 30 minutes before seminar.
We thought it was over.
Missouri Republican Governor Eric Greitens has just resigned this afternoon.
Scandal after scandal.
Already facing a felony charge, now accused of a second felony.
Now there's more about Eric Greitens.
Former Missouri governor is now accused of spousal abuse and intimidation.
In a sworn affidavit, Eric Greitens' former wife said,
I became afraid for my safety and that of our children due to Eric's unstable and coercive behavior. Physical violence toward our children, cuffing our then 3-year-old son across the face, yanking him around by his hair, a swollen face, bleeding gums, and a loose tooth. He said Dad had hit him. I wanted to protect our children because I was afraid of what Eric would do.
scandals, felony charges, now physical abuse allegations. That's not conservative, but it's the real Eric Greitens. Paid for by Show Me Values PAC, showmevalues.org, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Show Me Values PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
This is KMOX, the trusted voice of St. Louis.
An Odyssey station.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan, proud customer of Banner Construction. One of the safest investments you can make today is an exterior renovation to your home. And Banner Homes have timeless beauty, striking curb appeal, and ultra-low maintenance. If you take pride in your home, trust it to the team of experts at Banner Construction. Since 1993, my friends at Banner Construction have engineered their projects to go beyond the basic low-cost solutions. You know, that's more than 25 years of experience. And now is the perfect time to call the experts at Banner Construction. They're ready to help. If you're looking for windows, you should know that Banner is a James Hardie Elite Preferred Contractor. James Hardie Fiber Cement Siding has the rich look and feel of wood. And Banner's also a Platinum Certified Pella Window Contractor. Those Pella windows are beautiful, and they come with a 30-year warranty. 314-569-1050 or visit their website, bannerconstruction.com, and make sure you have a banner day.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 1 o'clock, we've got clouds and 89 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. President Biden is in Saudi Arabia today, having a meeting with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
I'm Steve Dorsey in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. After calling Saudi Arabia a pariah as a candidate, now President Biden sat down with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman across a large wooden table at the royal palace, both men flanked by aides.
Jamal Khashoggi, will you apologize to his family, sir?
Neither responded to shouted questions from reporters, as U.S. intelligence agencies believe the prince ordered the killing of critic and Washington Post writer Jamal Khashoggi. And while President Biden plans to discuss regional issues here like energy, a Yemen ceasefire, and Iran, the White House insists he's still focused on human rights. Steve Dorsey, CBS News, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Senate campaign update.
This is Carol Daniel. It's looking less likely that voters will get the chance to hear from and compare Missouri's Senate candidates before August 2nd. A second planned debate between the Republican candidates has been canceled. Vicky Hartzler claims Eric Schmidt and Eric Greitens wouldn't commit to the statewide broadcast.
The West Virginia senator, whose support is necessary to pass any Democratic-led effort in the 50-50 Senate, says he's not going to support a budget measure focused on climate change that leaders have been hoping to pass on a party line vote.
The Democrats' reconciliation bill was being written to help the president achieve his goal of sharply reducing U.S. greenhouse gas emissions by the end of this decade. But Senator Joe Manchin says he worries about the inflationary impacts now. Plus, he says with gas prices as high as they are, now is the time to drill more fossil fuels, not fewer. Fellow Democrats are furious. Manchin tells West Virginia's Metro News radio network.
I guess they try to put pressure on me, but they've been doing that for over a year now. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, Washington.
WNBA star Brittany Griner was in a cage, standard procedure in Russian courtrooms, as her lawyers today offered evidence that the U.S. had approved her use of medical cannabis. Is the housing market slowing down? John Mayfield is the president of the Missouri Realtors Association and says, yes, houses were going for way over asking price for a while.
So now all of that has kind of settled down, and there really are more attractive prices, or we are seeing price reductions, even though interest rates have gone up a little bit.
Mayfield thinks the savings buyers are seeing on the sales price are offsetting any additional money they pay with the higher interest rate. By State, Emerson, MasterCard, and SSM Health are just a few of the organizations who've agreed to invest in the solar energy that'll come from a new Ameren facility.
In a lot of cases, the additional costs of subscribing to our solar resources are lower or equal to what it would take for them to build their own.
Patrick Smith is Vice President of Economic, Community, and Business Development at Ameren, Missouri. He says the subscribers will receive renewable energy credits for participating in the program. Ameren recently announced the purchase of a solar facility in White County, Illinois, that could begin serving customers as soon as 2024. The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk, more homes to choose from.
For the first time in 3 years, the number of homes for sale rose. According to real estate firm Redfin, the supply on the market was up 2% in June. The rise in listings comes as higher mortgage rates are keeping more buyers on the sidelines. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
Down from Stifel, up 557 points to 31,187. Crash on 170 south at Ladue. Crash 70 east at Mid Rivers going south. Stall 270 south past 44 on the right shoulder.
We'll have a shower in spots early this afternoon. Otherwise, clouds and some sunshine. It will be hot, but still not that humid. A high of 93. And warm tonight under a partly cloudy sky. Low near 80 and up to 97 with some sun tomorrow. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Sponsored by Metro Transit, some drizzle and 86 in Florissant, 87 degrees in St. Peter's, and some clouds, 89 degrees. It feels like 92 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Rising gas prices are straining budgets across the St. Louis region, and Metro Transit is here to help. When you commute with Metro, all you need to do is park, ride, relax, and save money while we handle the driving. 23 Metro Park Ride lots and garages and 6 free Metro bus lots. Start your commute at metrostlouis.org today.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
105 on the show. Chris Ron, Jamie Marskors, Kevin Wheeler with you here. We have Cardinals baseball tonight, opening up a series against the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, these will be the final 3 games before the All-Star break. And tonight, we're going to be looking at a 7:15 start time, so 6:20 for the pregame show here on KMOX. It'll be Andre Palante for the Cardinals, Hunter Green, big arm pitcher for the Reds. He's a guy that throws regularly 101 miles an hour. Not having a lot of success in the big leagues, though. He's 3-10 with a 5.70 ERA. Mike Claiborne joining us. He'll be at the ballpark tonight, and then across the street at Live by Lowe's for the post-game show. They're doing a lot of fun on Friday nights. And Claibs, you guys have Brad Thompson with you tonight, right?
You are correct, my friend.
Nice. So good stories.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. You know, he was an interesting guy that played for Tony, and he has a few Tony stories that I think we'll get a kick out of tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. And plus, he does a good job with Cardinal baseball. So we'll have a lot to talk about, have some fun. And I promise you we will laugh at least once.
Oh, I'm sure more than that. Like probably once every couple minutes.
Well, I was
the way
thinking
you
once
guys
every
are.
30 seconds. Yeah, we try and step it up there.
Yeah, that's because we decided a laugh a minute is not that funny, depending on, you know.
It really is.
It's not that funny.
It really is. You know, that means somebody doesn't have good stories to tell.
Yeah.
So we try and step it up a little bit. By the way, thanks for coming by last week, Amy. It was good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, so it was great to have you out.
Oh, it was an absolute blast. I was saying you guys have such a great broadcast crew. You know how to throw a party. And yeah, I had fun. I need to get out there again, Claibs.
Well, you know where to find us. We'll
I
be
do.
there tonight.
Yep, they'll be at the Bullock, which is the outdoor bar / restaurant area / seating area that's right across the street from the ballpark
A
at
great
Live by
space.
Lowe's. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wide open. It's really nice. The food's fantastic. I recommend the crab cakes.
Oh, you know, you and Ricky
Yeah,
Horton.
they're good,
Ricky Horton
dude.
is a big crab cake guy.
Yeah, they're good.
What do you recommend, Claibs?
Well, you know, excuse me, I'm a shrimp guy, and they have these very nice shrimp cocktails that go well late at night. You know,
Mhm.
not too heavy, good protein, and I can just sit back and munch on those for a bit, and I'm good to go.
What do you like to wash them down with?
Well, that depends. After the show, a nice glass of Chardonnay.
Whoa.
You know, during the show, we're heavy on the ice with the water. So other than that, yeah, I'm kind of it's a nice soothing comfort food for me late at night.
There you go.
I went through the White Castle line too many times in my youth and eat those late at night. And there's nothing wrong with them, but they catch up to you at some point. So I've tried to kind of decrease that sort of intake
Yeah.
late at night.
Usually they catch up to you about 8 a.m. That's
Yes.
when
and follow you
Yeah.
for well after. Yeah.
But I gotta tell you though, there ain't nothing wrong with a slider.
No.
Or 10, whatever.
Or 10, yeah. So, Claibs, we obviously this week we announced that Matt Pauley is going to be our new Sports Open Line host. He's going to be the Cardinals pre- and post-game Monday through Friday. He'll start officially next week, but we had him on the show earlier this week. And speaking of shrimp, he referred to Chris Ranji as a miniature star.
Hey, that's nice. That's nice.
He's a mini star.
Well, you know what? First of all, it's great to have Matt on board. I've known Matt since he first started in radio. We worked together many moons ago, and I'm looking forward to him having fun with us.
It's good, and we will see if we can get some better nicknames than that one, though. That was pretty. Actually, it was a really funny story. He didn't mean it that way. He felt bad, but there's no reason to because it was great.
Yeah, he didn't feel that bad.
I didn't feel that bad.
That's good.
Hey,
I
Claibs.
did.
Claibs, have you seen Top Gun?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this because there's some controversy. Now I love Top Gun. I've loved the original Top Gun ever since
I
was a
enjoyed
kid.
it.
What do you think is what makes Top Gun so iconic in American culture, both 1 and 2? Like the reason why Americans are flipping out over it.
I think the technology and how the movie was made, the flight scenes, it doesn't make a difference if you are a war fan. World War II, some of the great World War II movies had something to do with dogfights and B-17s taking on the German Messerschmitts in Europe. And I think in this case, we didn't have a defined enemy. But I think the fact that the special effects had a lot to do with it. And let's face it, 99.9% of Americans have never been in the cockpit of anything, let alone a F-18 Super Hornet. So, I think that had a lot to do with it. And, the acting, it kind of got a little sappy at some point. But I don't think anybody was trying to see, oh, what a classic line that was. I just think that they enjoyed the action scenes. I know I did.
Yeah. And I just think the fighter pilot, became the next generation cowboy. There was like that rebellion, that
yeah.
individualism. So the iconography of the fighter pilot was like the new American cowboy.
I would agree. You know, I wouldn't call him the anti-hero, but a guy that, you know, that lived on the edge and we all admire from a distance, really pushed the rules to the limit. And I think we've always found a place in our society for those sort of people. And so I go back when I think about movies and actors, you know, William Holden was one of those guys early on in his career. And then you had the Steve McQueens of the world, and we've had some other people since then. And I think that Tom Cruise portrays Maverick in that same regard of a guy that, you know, lived on the edge, but was really, really good at what he was able to do.
I was just going to say that I think it's because everybody loves an air show. That's why people like Top
You know what?
Gun.
You're right. No, I agree.
Yeah,
no,
they're
I think
cool.
I think you're right on it. I
Has
mean,
anybody,
you know,
like, you ever been to an air show and like, I wish this would end?
No.
I've never. No, I get a kick out of it.
Yeah,
I think aviation is one of the cool things in the world, and you know, unfortunately, a lot of the great technology goes to weapons, but you know, I guess you got to have one more than the other guy.
You got to admit, though,
Yeah.
Claves, from the first Top Gun, you kind of wanted to smack Maverick, though.
Oh, come
on, Wheels.
I mean, imagine, like, let's use since we're going to talk baseball in a minute, let's use a baseball analogy. Tom Cruise would have been the prospect that comes up thinking he's the hot shot, that he's Mr. Attitude, that
here we go.
he's got it all figured out. And how would that guy be treated by the veterans when he shows up?
If he could hit, they could care less.
That's right.
If he's Fernando
And if
Tatis
he's-
Jr., right?
And if he could throw strikes, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that but you know, there's such a small pool for those individuals that the ones who do put themselves in that position have to be good every day.
Yeah.
Okay, they can't be flashes in the pan because they'll be sent out or they'll be reduced to cinders by, you know, the veterans. But if you can play, they find a way to deal with Peck's bad boy.
Hey, speaking of movies, you've seen Gremlins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way back.
And-
Yeah, Claves is like, where the hell is this going?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I mean,
we've got,
you know,
we've got.
Hey, do you ever see The Godfather? I mean, I know it may be new to you.
I have actually not seen The Godfather, and I don't want to talk about it because I will see it, and it's on the list. Let's not
Are you
have.
being serious?
Let's
Yeah, I
pump
haven't
the
seen
brakes
it.
here.
I haven't
Let's
seen it.
pump the brakes here.
Yeah.
So your guy card is now on suspension.
No kidding.
Oh.
Yes.
No.
Your
Yeah, I
human
mean,
card.
Yeah, I mean, you're not married, right?
No. I got
Okay,
time
well,
to
there's
look.
another
It's
reason.
not about time. I got plenty of time to watch Godfather.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, if you go out on a date and you just happen to break the news to that lady or whomever you're going out with, but if you break the news and say, you know, I've never seen The Godfather.
Yeah.
Now she may not have seen it either, but I
No,
think
she
she
probably
would
know what it is.
automatically put you at near the end of the line, man. I mean that is.
Claves.
I know.
I'm
Look,
beside
aware.
myself
I
here.
gotta
aware.
say this to Clave's point, though, to prove that he knows what he's talking about. My parents just celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary. Well, guess what? Way back, I think it was 49 years ago, they went on their first date, which was to see The Godfather.
Have
I
you
guess
seen
50
it?
years ago. I've seen it.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. We have a huge popular movie that Amy
I've
has seen
seen.
and Ranji has not.
It's unbelievable.
But my
What
parents,
the hell?
their
I'm
first
more
date.
concerned about Ranji than
Yeah.
I am Amy.
And I totally
because
get
she's
that.
Actually seen, she doesn't see as many movies.
You should be concerned for me.
Why?
Well, but
why? Yeah, but why? I mean, you've had all your life
I've
to
had
see
time.
it.
It's just because every time I get a chance, I decide to go see something else that's newer.
Oh,
I don't know.
whatever.
Hey,
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
this,
like-
this
Well, no,
obviously-
hold on. So there was a
He
reason
said
I
like
asked you about
Gremlins.
Gremlins because we just had a conversation about this. So you know Gremlins. Are you a Star Wars person or no?
No. No.
Well, all right. Well, have you seen photos of Baby Yoda
Yes,
in the last
I've
year?
seen- yeah,
Okay.
I've
Because the director of Gremlins says that Gizmo or that Baby Yoda was stolen from Gizmo. Like they got the idea for Baby Yoda because of Gizmo, and that the idea was just flat out, I think he said out and out stolen.
You know, I heard you guys talking about this
Yeah.
earlier, and I kind of think they all kind of look alike.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
things
know,
stolen.
other than the color and maybe a little bit more poundage on some compared to others. They all have very little hair, or maybe they have too much. I think they all run together. I think any sane judge would throw that
I
out.
mean, Baby Yoda looks like Yoda, and Yoda was 4 years before stupid Gizmo.
Oh, just
not to mention the fact that Gizmo kind of looks like an Ewok. So they stole that from the Ewoks. I got beef
Well,
with this,
we really-
Claves.
I cannot believe we
Yeah,
have Claves on
I
for
can
this.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
No, you know what? I love this kind of stuff.
Do you though?
Well, I do because you know, Amy. Seldom do you meet a person that's never seen The Godfather.
I know.
True.
That's crazy. All right. Hang on, Claves. We'll come back and talk a little ball with you. Just
All
on
right.
the other side here, we'll talk about the start of the series against the Reds tonight, plus the All-Star break coming up. Mike Claiborne with us on the show.
KMOX welcomes the new host of the Meyer Jensen Sports Open Line.
We welcome you into Sports Open Line. My name's Matt Pauley.
Matt talks Cardinals baseball with you. Monday night at 6. Cardinals Radio is KMOX.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
If you've been waiting for the perfect time to get your Missouri medical marijuana card, today is the day at 420id.com. Dispensaries are open and inventory is in. 420id.com is a BBB accredited business with over 16,000 happy Missouri patients. If we can't approve you, you pay nothing at 420id.com. Open late every day until 9 p.m. Sign up for your Missouri medical marijuana card now at 420id.com and use promo code RADIO for $30 off today. Join Mark Patrick's seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. Seminars Wednesday, August 3rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in St. Louis, and Thursday, August 4th at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 to 10 p.m. Registration begins 30 minutes before seminar.
I want to thank all my customers and the listeners and the referrals that we've been receiving. The referrals we receive are phenomenal. They're actually, it makes my heart happy. I have seen in the company has experienced phenomenal growth and enormous amount of calls the month of June. I would like to believe that's because we're just like the number one company. We did take a vote, but we're actually number one because I asked 15 of my employees to rate us on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. They all gave the company a 10. I mean, you might be thinking, well, they don't want to lose their job. I don't roll that way. So here it is. It's Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Bart Inman, 314-293-2600, Missouri and Illinois. Or Bart Inman, that's, I almost forgot. It's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey with a question facing homeowners. Would you sell your current home if you found your dream home? Well, of course you would. And that's why you need to call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria has a program that eliminates the worry of selling your current home and having to find your next home with inventory being so low. Gloria is expert at finding listed and unlisted homes that match your specific criteria. Let Gloria know exactly what you're looking for, and she'll find your dream home in the neighborhood of your choice. Once Gloria finds a homeowner who may consider a sale but hasn't put it on the market yet, Gloria will inspect that home, set up a private no obligation showing, and negotiate on your behalf at no charge if you want to make an offer. If your offer is accepted, Gloria Lou will also help you sell your existing home. Learn more by calling Gloria Lou at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com.
Are you tired of paying fees and commissions year after year, even when you lose your money? How would you like to decrease fees and limit your risk? Join me, Ben Coombs, for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, heard here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on KMOX Radio. You can also call me now for your complimentary Retirement and Income book at 844-513-SAFE. That's 844-513-7233.
What does your smile say about you? Are you happy, confident, friendly? Getting and keeping that smile takes work. Proper brushing and flossing daily, and drinking fluoridated water. Fluoridated water has been in use for 75 years and is considered the most safe, equitable, and cost-effective way to prevent tooth decay. A healthy smile means a healthy person and a healthy community. For more information, visit health.mo.gov. A message from the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services.
Work or play, KMOX is right there with you. We go where you go.
All right, back in on the show on a Friday, talking baseball with our friend Mike Claiborne. And we'll remind everybody that coming up after the game tonight, part of the post-game show, is the Friday Night Live at Lowe's. That's the Lowe's Hotel right across the street from the ballpark. Claves and Ricky Horton, and their guest tonight will be Brad Thompson, talking a little ball, telling stories mostly. It's not usually a breakdown of the game, Claves. It's usually you guys telling stories and having some laughs.
Well, if you come to get the game breakdown, you come to the wrong place. That's not going to happen. That's probably won't happen. No, we'll just tell some stories and have some fun. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not. Today's Mike Shannon's birthday.
Happy birthday to Mr. Shannon.
Yes, absolutely.
Talked
Happy
to him
birthday.
yesterday, and he's doing well and listening to the games and having a good time. So I just want to make sure the big fella knew that that today's his birthday.
That's great. And which one is it this year?
83 and
Nice.
114-year-old body. Because he's lived hard. He's lived very hard.
Yeah, you don't get all those stories without, feeling it a little
Are
bit.
you kidding me? And the book comes out next week.
Mhm.
Yep.
The book with he and Rick Hummel. So I'm anxious to read about that as well. So a lot of Mike Shannon going on here in the next few days.
So, looking forward to the book, too, by the way, because all those stories will be in there. And Rick Hummel is the guy that helped him write that. So good times. All right. So, Claves, we've got the All-Star break coming up after the weekend and a 3-game series against the Reds starting tonight. I don't want to overinflate what 3 games mean, but it would be nice to go into the break winning some games and then obviously being able to do a little reset and get everybody back to kind of, I don't want to say 100%, but closer to it.
I would agree with you. We can't take Cincinnati for granted. I know the Cardinals have had good success against them, but you don't want to end your first session of the season losing. You want to build some momentum. You mentioned pushing the reset button, and I agree. But here's the thing that I think we have to take into account. We can push the reset button and say, all right, here we go. We're ready for the second portion of the season. But the concerns that you still have with your ball club are going to still be there. I think it's safe to say we've exhausted all of our energy within the organization when it comes to pitching that's ready to pitch in the big leagues. So do you look around? Do you hope some people improve? Do you hope Steven Matz comes back and gives you everything you hoped he was going to give you? Do you hope that Jack Flaherty, when he comes back in late August, is going to be the Jack Flaherty that's going to get you in the postseason and get you deep in the postseason? Hope is not a solution. So, you have to make some decisions on whether you want to move forward and find someone. And I guess the question is, what is the price? Because the price is going to be exorbitant this year, no matter who you get, because there are too many teams competing for the same thing, and that'd be at pitching. So it should be interesting to see how things unfold. But I like the basic makeup of the team. But, there's still some work to do.
We talked earlier about their record against teams that are at 500 or better. And you mentioned the Reds. They've had no problem against the Reds. They've been good against the division. They're 27-20 against teams within the National League Central. But then you look at the record against good teams that are at 500 or better, and that record is not very impressive at the moment. How much does that concern you? Right now, they're 23-31. Is that big of a deal?
Yes. And here's why. I think everybody from top to bottom, from ownership on down, all felt like, all right, this is a year we're going to step it up. And we're not going to just be a one and done or first round and out or whatever. I think people felt like this is a team that would be put together in order to get to the World Series, if not win it. So with that said, that means you have to beat good teams somewhere within postseason. So I think it's always a good idea to have some sort of experience in beating good teams when you can. Now, that doesn't mean you run away with it and you dominate good teams, but you have to have some consistency in beating teams that are going to be paired even with you, or maybe even considered slightly better than you. So you have to be able to win. You have to do a better job against good teams, and the Cardinals have to work on that. I mean, there were 2 games in this series against the Dodgers. They won one of them. They should have won the second one. And so you say, well, they're holding their own against the Dodgers. All right, they split with Philadelphia. They did a decent job against Atlanta. So there were some teams that we're going to see in postseason that they've done okay with. I think the concern is when they lose to a good team, they really lose, okay? And that's the concern you have is, can we be better when it comes to facing these teams with more consistency, especially when you get to postseason? Because at last check, there's no such thing as a bad team that makes the playoffs.
No, good point. And you know, this idea of bringing it all together, Claves, is kind of what Nolan Arenado was talking about last night, right? Like he said along the lines of, when we hit, we don't pitch. When we pitch, we don't hit. And if you find a way to consistently put that together, which they did for like 3 weeks, where they had a really nice run and you could see it kind of all coming together. But right now it's back to that where it was early in the year, where, you know, one day something's good and the other thing's bad, and you don't really have the consistency with the two sides of the ball, offense and defense. I'm sorry, offense and pitching, because the defense is generally fine, coming together in the same game.
Well, you know what? You're right. And I think whenever you look at competition, you look at sports, if the offense isn't playing well, then the defense has got to play better. If the defense is playing poorly, the offense has got to be good. And to have those moon and stars align more nights than the other guy, I think is a challenge. You pick the sport. Even as a golfer, boy, he's hitting balls well off the tee, but his short game has failed him. This guy's really putting today, but it takes him too many shots to get to the green. And whatever sport it is, you always have to have those elements always aligned in order to have success. And when you're playing other teams that have the same mission with really good players, it's hard to do consistently.
All right, Claves, looking forward to tonight, game 1 of the 3-game set. Looking forward to the Friday Night Live at Lowe's that follows the game. You and Ricky Horton hanging out with Brad Thompson tonight. So tell Ricky and BT that we all said hello, and we'll catch up with you guys here soon, bud.
All right, gang. What do you guys have going this weekend?
I'm coaching all weekend, so
I got to watch The Godfather.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna start with Godfather 2.
Hallelujah to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna start Godfather 2 and work back.
Actually, start with 3 because it's the worst of
I
them.
heard
and then
3
go
is
back.
really
You
bad.
get it out of the way. You get 3 out of the way, then, you know, I tell you what, Chris, if you watch Godfather 3, we will think about reactivating your card.
All right, man. All right.
But I wouldn't suggest it, though.
Okay.
I mean, let's start off with
Just do the first one.
stuff.
I was
There you
gonna skip that one altogether, but
I'm going to Nashville.
Would you guys like put your arm around him and console
We
him?
will.
Thank you.
We'll do that during the break.
You guys really
Please.
care.
See you, bud.
I don't think they do. All right, you guys have a good day. Take care.
He's right. We're not going to.
Yeah,
What the
I think
hell?
so.
Share an opinion.
I don't think that any group or person or candidate or party gets to claim we're the patriots or we love our country and you don't.
Ready to discuss issues.
We really need to have an honest conversation about that.
The Dave Glover Show. News, information, great talk, and so much more.
So if you're sick of listening to people fight about politics, if you just want to have a good time in the afternoon, give me a shot.
The Dave Glover Show. Weekdays at 2 on KMOX.
Soaring inflation, rising interest rates, stock market volatility, and higher taxes. How will these unprecedented challenges impact you and your retirement? Find out in a one-night adult education class, Retirement 101. It's taught by a fiduciary advisor from Financial and Tax Architects, one of the largest advisory firms in St. Louis. In just 3 hours, you'll learn how to overcome the unprecedented challenges facing the next wave of retirees. The strategies discussed are best suited for people who have at least $300,000 for retirement. And if you call today, your tuition fee is waived. To register, call 314-626-8817. Learn from a fiduciary advisor with decades of financial planning experience. Register now by calling 314-626-8817. 314-626-8817.
I'm Nick Schroer. The woke left is trying to destroy America by taking away our rights, defunding the police, and indoctrinating our children into socialists. This is not the America our founding fathers envisioned. I'm fighting them, and with your help, we can take America back. I backed the blue 100% and fought to give police the tools they need to keep our families safe. I helped pass the Second Amendment Preservation Act to ensure Joe Biden and his cronies can't take guns away from law-abiding citizens. And last year, I opposed raising the gas tax.
Nick Schroer sponsored Missouri's pro-life trigger law, ensuring we would be the first state in the country to ban abortions after Roe v. Wade was overturned. He sponsored the Parents' Bill of Rights, which would ban radical ideologies like critical race theory in our schools. And as our state senator, Nick Schroer will protect girls' sports from boys who want to pretend to be girls. Nick Schroer, an American First conservative, paid for by friends of Nick Schroer.
At 1:30, we've got some drizzle in the region. It's 89 degrees downtown at the Arch. Former President Donald Trump and two of his children have gotten their questioning postponed in a New York civil investigation into their business dealings. The delay follows the death of Mr. Trump's ex-wife, Ivana. Another family tragedy involving a weapon.
A 5-year-old Arkansas boy got a hold of a loaded handgun and fatally shot his 8-year-old brother in their home in Pine Bluff. Jefferson County Sheriff Lafayette Woods.
Lost for words right now just because of the nature of the actual incident and the ages of those involved.
Investigators say the boy's mother was taking a nap at the time of the mid-afternoon shooting. Police are deciding whether criminal charges will be filed. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
An intoxicated pilot made an emergency landing on Interstate 70 outside of Kansas City, according to the Missouri State Highway Patrol. The plane took off from Warrensburg, but lasted only 19 minutes in the air before landing on the highway about 2:30 this morning. The pilot told police he ran out of gas. We have a crash on 170 South at Ladue, also 70 East to Mid Rivers South. We've got a stalled vehicle, 6440 East past Mason Road. That's got the right lane closed. And Dave Murray's forecast, plenty of sunshine for today, more humid. We do have clouds and some rain in the area. High today of 92. Tomorrow's high 95. Sunday's high 85. It's 89 degrees downtown at the Arch, some drizzle. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory services offered through All Financial Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuity products offered through Stephen All, Missouri license 8039738.
With Wholesale Formula Seminar, discover how to start your own Amazon business.
Hi, Ian Bauer. My first year averaged $45,000 a month in sales. Now I'm at $90,000 a month and hardly working.
Hi, I'm Amy Sherlock. I attended the Wholesale Formula Seminar, and I'm now doing $175,000 in sales per month.
Hey, everyone. Ryan and Karen Pottinger here.
Because of the Wholesale Formula, last year we ran our business while we traveled to and lived in 4 different countries.
Hey, I'm Rick Mandello. 2 years after attending the Wholesale Formula seminar, I was able to sell my Amazon business for over $400,000.
Whether you have a business and want to sell more on Amazon, retired or need extra money, America's Amazon expert Dylan Frost will show you how for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. That's right. Discover the easy way to make money on Amazon with Dylan Frost, the Wholesale Formula 2-hour seminar Tuesday, August 2nd at 2 p.m. for the greater St. Louis area. Register at thewholesaleformula.com.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
It's the Cards and Reds tonight. Hear the game here. Ameren pregame show 620. First pitch 7:15 on KMOX and streaming on KMOX.com.
$133 on the show here on KMOX. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores, and Kevin Wheeler. And Ranji, you just threw your headphones on the floor. Why did you do that?
That was my fault. I am so sorry.
No, you're not. You're laughing. What did you do to him?
I meant to unplug his headphones, and instead my hand.
She cranked my headphone volume all the way up to 12.
Oh, that's
I
great.
actually feel really bad,
No,
Raj,
you
because that
don't.
hurts. No, that hurts. I've done that. I put on my headphones before when the volume's all the way up, and it hurts. I totally didn't mean to do that. I meant to grab the thing to unplug it, and instead I just hit the volume all the way up.
Yeah, I know what you did. My God,
that's
I am
awesome.
really
now I
sorry.
feel like Wheeler.
I know. Well, I have mine. Mine are generally very loud.
I know,
but only in segment. Like they're quiet when like the music's playing. They're like lower, but then when we just start to talk, I have to turn it up. If I don't turn it up, I talk louder, which I know you don't believe is possible, but I do. And then I injure my voice, which I have done.
Have you
that's
really?
right.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I spent months doing like vocal exercises of trying to stop doing that. And so when I'm talking, I turn it really loud because then that gets me to like, this is me on medium. Just so you guys are aware.
No, that's why I try to picture you in other areas of your life, like when you were proposed to Susan, or even like saying your vows? Like, what did that sound like?
I was a little bit lower than medium. I think I went on the low setting for that, just kind of calmer.
Yeah, I would think you'd have to be calmer. But when you injured your voice, was it one specific traumatic event, like where you were loud for one evening or one show, or was it cumulative?
This was back in the old days when we would push through illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
And I had I had the sore throat thing, and I kept doing the show through it.
Oh.
And in addition to that, I was also doing like 7 or 8 hours of private baseball lessons and multiple practices a week. So, I mean, I was just talking too much, and I pushed through, and it just never recovered. It took months.
Wow.
To get back. Like every day when I would get home, my throat would be just like somebody stabbing
I
me.
would think, generally speaking, not necessarily if you have a job like we've got where you have to talk.
Yeah.
I would be very terrified if I did anything else and I had to have some kind of surgery or procedure on my vocal cord, like on your throat. That would make me very, very nervous.
What happened? Julie Andrews can't sing anymore. Was that a surgery or an
Is
illness?
she still alive?
She is.
Who's
Julie Andrews? Sound of Music?
I know. I just wanted to see the look on Amy's face.
That was, again, we're making a whole list of things we don't joke about. Julie Andrews, Millard Fillmore.
You know what, Amy? It's a wonder the people who write letters love you, because you have the same tastes. I love Julie Andrews.
She do love Julie Andrews.
I love seeing the look on your face when I say things like that.
That
You're like,
was actually
She
true
is still.
horror.
I thought she's been gone for a long time, but I guess not.
I don't know.
Wow. You know what I'm thinking of? Judy Garland. That's it. Judy Garland, Wizard of Oz.
different person.
Judy.
Yeah.
Do you
Yes,
know-
I know
okay,
it's a totally different
You know
person.
that Judy. Everyone thinks that's Cary Grant saying that. That was actually Tony Curtis pretending to be Cary Grant. Don't say it, Ranj. Put your hand down and change the subject.
Kevin?
What in the Sam Hill are you talking about?
Exactly. I don't know what the hell you're talking
What are
about.
you talking about?
Everybody thinks that Judy
What
was
the-
this. Like, you got any Charlie Chaplin trivia for us? Jeez.
Amy's like, remember when the talkies came in?
God. Next thing you know, we're gonna be talking about silent films. We're like,
Oh
oh,
my
you
gosh.
don't remember old Buster Keaton?
Keaton.
Yes,
Not related
boy,
to
she-
Diane Keaton or Michael Keaton. I don't think any of them are related.
All right. so
Amazing.
since-
How did that happen?
All right. So gathering himself,
What in the?
trying
Come on.
to.
Okay,
Oh.
first of all, the Barrymores, they're related. Like Drew Barrymore and
so-
Ethel Barrymore. But don't you find it weird that all the famous Keatons are unrelated?
I'm staring at my microphone because I don't
I
know what
know.
to say.
Go, well,
I do know what to say.
all right.
Since,
What?
and it's kind of on the topic of actors and such. But I got great news for you guys. I mean, this is amazing news. This is huge, right? This is huge for the United. It's huge for the world.
For the world.
For the
Wow.
world. So you know the actor Terrence Howard,
Yes.
good actor.
Uh-huh.
I like him. I think he's really good. He says that he has reinvented physics
Oh.
Okay.
and that his new technology could help, quote, defend the sovereignty of Uganda, because he was speaking to them. So I guess this would be any country that would use this technology. He said, quote, I was able to identify the grand unified field equation they've been looking for and put it into geometry. And he said the result is apparently a new hydrogen technology that will elevate your life and your society and your world. And he's an interesting dude, but essentially he says he has invented this. He has reinvented physics, come up with some solutions to problems that will, again, help. In this case, he was speaking to people in Uganda that would help their country defend itself, feed itself, care for itself, like the whole deal. Okay, that's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
He also, by the way, has a website that is dedicated to the idea that 1 times 1 is actually 2.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm not good at math, so I can't dispute it.
You
He might be right.
struggled with your multiplication
I
tables.
did. I really did. I had a tough time. I missed recess.
So this is not new for
So the-
Terrence, though, because in
No,
2019 he was
no.
on the red carpet.
Yeah.
And that's when he rather famously said he, quote, made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that, Pythagoras was searching for.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
by the way,
interesting.
he wasn't even asked about that. He was asked something else, and he's like, just blurted this out.
This is the thing he calls teriology, right?
What do you? Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's got a thing called teriology. I
Yeah.
believe this is it. You know what? I'm wondering.
What if he actually did figure it all out?
If he did, great, because weren't all the great discoveries and scientists, they were mocked in their time, weren't they?
Yeah, and it's just a little weird, right?
Yeah, it's very weird.
I'm not wrong in thinking this is weird. That
Here's-
like I reinvented physics.
I have a take on this. I believe what's going on is he is still upset about getting pushed out of the Marvel universe.
You think he is?
Yeah, because he is and was upset after the fact because I think Robert Downey Jr. got all the money for Iron Man and then was going to be in it. If people don't remember, he was in the first Iron Man movie. He was
the one
Rhodey's
that kept-
character.
Right, he was Rhodey. Yeah.
Don
Yeah.
Cheadle's character.
Yeah.
He was Rhodey. And they either lowballed him or didn't offer him a contract for the second one. He kind of got forced out. And he's been salty about that. So maybe it has driven him to insanity because that went on to be really, really popular. I'm wondering if that's true.
Yeah, his reputation is that he's very difficult to work with. Like that's the rep that
I've heard he's odd.
Yeah.
But a lot of actors are odd.
Well, I mean, he's obviously, he's a smart guy. I mean, he was, I believe, an engineering student or something like before he got into
At
acting.
Pratt. But
Yeah.
he didn't graduate, but he was a engineering student. But doesn't it, it's easy because it's Hollywood. And I don't necessarily have a super high opinion of anyone in Hollywood, but it's easy to kind of joke about it. But if this were a loved one or a dear friend, wouldn't you be a little bit worried? I mean, assuming he hasn't actually come up with this, assuming it's fake and he needs to show his work, say, okay, let's see your equations here. But wouldn't you feel worried and feel kind of sad? Isn't it sad?
Unless maybe it's getting presented as worse than it actually is. We hear things about people that they've gone crazy, right? But the reality is maybe they're not as crazy as they have been portrayed to be.
Mhm.
Maybe that's what's going on here. Something
I
like
don't
that.
know. I mean, he says a lot of things publicly that are kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like
he does.
he said, I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. I've seen this, but he said that if he goes into someone's house and he sees toilet paper, he immediately basically just writes them off as unclean.
Well, I got to
Wait.
tell you, Terry, we might be on the same page on that one. Toilet
God.
paper is gross. But we're not going to get into this whole
No,
discussion
we're definitely
about
not. But that's an odd thing
You need a bidet.
to say. It's like a
Got to
deal
get a
breaker.
bidet. That's the best way to do it.
But that's not a deal breaker.
It's not a
like-
deal
that's
breaker
normal.
because
that's like 99.9% of people.
It really is. But he's on to something when it comes to that. And I don't know, maybe he is
So
on
maybe
to
he-
something
maybe
that
he
one
did reinvent physics.
Maybe 1 × 1 is 2. Because
that
again,
that feels very flat earthy to me.
I can't prove that it's not because I'm, as I said, Amy reiterated, terrible at math. And when it was time for my times tables test in 3rd grade, I had a really tough time.
Amy, you teach people.
Mm-hmm.
1 × 1 is 2.
No,
Could it be?
unless it's the
Could
new
it be?
discovery.
What if 1 is actually 2 in disguise?
Oh my gosh, that's a great call, Kevin. See, you're thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
You think it's a 2, but actually it's a 1.
Or no, you think
one,
it's a
but
1, but it's actually a 2.
Yeah. No, I feel bad when people make statements like this because something's off. Something's not right. And that bothers me. I also still feel bad for Ranj because I picture you sitting at that desk trying to complete your times table test while all your friends are getting up and going outside for recess and you missed playtime.
This happened.
I know. I
For
think
real?
about
You know-
that. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
I
we
thought you were
talked-
kidding.
No, I'm totally serious.
Oh, I thought you were being a smart aleck.
Isn't that sick?
Because the way-
you're always sarcastic. I don't know how to tell.
What are you talking about? Because the way they used to test, I don't know what they do now. Maybe it's different, but the way they used to test you for multiplication was this week we're learning 2s. Next week we learn 3s. Like 3 × 4,
Right,
3
right,
×
right,
5.
right.
Yeah. I don't remember which number it was. I think it wasn't 5. 5 is easy. So I think it might have been, it could have been 7.
7s are hard. 7s are
So I think
objectively
it was
difficult.
7. So I think I had a really difficult time with 7.
Okay.
And we took the times table test right before recess.
Uh-huh.
And I was when I say the last one, Kevin, I don't mean the last one before the bell rang for recess. The bell rang and I was halfway through and I'm just sitting there and I'm doing it. And then it's taking me forever. And because it's taking me forever, I'm getting anxious,
I was
which
gonna
is
ask
making
you,
it harder.
Was it actually
and
the
then I could look out
comprehension or just the pressure?
all of it. And then I could look out the window and I saw kids playing football. And I'm in the classroom like, I am really dumb. Way to go, Mom and Dad.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
You
so
brought a lot to
sad.
the table there.
It's their fault for making me stupid.
I bet you got stuck on 7 times 6.
40. Wait.
Come on. You can do it, Raj.
40, 43? 42. 42.
Race fans, this is Frank Bomarito. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 Race to the Savings Sales event is back, and you're the winner at every Bomarito location. When you purchase or lease any new or pre-owned vehicle, make your best deal and receive 2 tickets to the Bomarito Automotive Group 500. That's the Race to the Savings Sales event going on now. Details at Bomarito.com. See you at the track.
Now you can enjoy MLB Play, the one app with all your favorite free MLB games. Enjoy Beat the Streak, Quick Pick, and more. Enjoy competing against friends. Enjoy unlocking exclusive rewards. Plus, your chance to win $5.6 million. Download MLB Play. Enjoy the app. Enjoy the show. MLB Play. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older to enter Beat the Streak, which ends at the conclusion of the MLB regular season or when the grand prize is won. Restrictions apply. See MLB.com/play for official rules.
Tom Ackerman for Building Community with Busey Bank, a podcast series easily accessible at KMOX.com/community banking. Busey's community focus takes us to Edwardsville in July. I'm joined by Steve Grant, Vice President and Busey Area Manager for Edwardsville, and a Rotarian to talk about the Busey Bank Rotary Criterium Festival, a fun biking event coming this summer. Listen to our July podcast, Building Community with Busey Bank, at KMOX.com/community banking.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. During summer, be sure to use dishwashers and stoves in the evening to minimize the effects of heat. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
McKnight Place Assisted Living and Memory Care. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years. Features luxury accommodations and exceptional service. At McKnight Place, residents enjoy spacious apartments, walking paths through lush gardens, fine dining, engaging activities, and more. As a trusted expert in senior living, they are there for you and your family. Questions? Concerns? Call McKnight Place at 314-993-3333 or visit McKnightPlace.com.
If you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-676-1374. That's 800-676-1374.
Not running your business on NetSuite is like trying to sink a putt with a cap pulled over your eyes. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, giving you visibility and control over your financials, inventory, budgeting, and more, all in one place. 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control after upgrading to NetSuite. Over 31,000 businesses already use NetSuite. This summer, NetSuite has a special financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/RBI. netsuite.com/RBI.
Hello, this is Chad Clayman with ClaymanGroup.com, KLAMEN Group.com, 314-946-9999. We also are real estate agents, and a lot of times when people call, they want options, retail or wholesale directly to me. But we are listing property as real estate agents. So if you want to sell your house and you're not sure which route you want to go, we can provide you an option when you're selling. Clayman Group is where you can go. 314-946-9999. Call today so we can talk about options.
The following is a commercial announcement.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text local to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
54 years, Old Town Donuts in Florissant and Cottleville. Get a dozen award-winning donuts for under $10. Just bring in the coupon from the website on your smartphone. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in Florissant. Get your dozen and grab a coffee or latte today.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Listen right here this weekend to Everyday Wealth with Soledad O'Brien and Gene Chatsky, presented by Edelman Financial Engines. Your hosts and their guests will explore how our financial decisions shape our everyday lives. For airtimes, visit everydaywealth.com.
Learn to swim this summer and stay cool with Swim On Foundation through group and private lessons. Schedule today. For information, go to swimonfoundation.org.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444. Kevin Wheeler.
Nice.
Amy Markscourt.
Fabulous.
Chris Ranji.
Unbelievable.
On the show.
I get ready to wrap up the show for the week. TGS coming up after the top of the hour news. What are you guys doing this weekend? I know Clabe's asked us, but I don't think we answered.
I'm going to have
well.
to watch the Godfather.
Are you? We should do a show get together for the Godfather.
Yeah, we should.
Isn't it like 4 hours long?
No, it's probably 3.
I could never spend 4 hours with you two.
Yeah,
But
just
I couldn't-
every day.
Not an extra 4.
But we'll bring
That is
popcorn and stuff.
Well, I was just talking to Carol Daniel, who, by the way, this was yesterday, talking to her, and then she texted Amy and made fun of me.
No.
But-
Carol texted and had the sad, like, crying emojis, 2 of them, and said, "For Chris," and then followed it up with, "And yet I'm dying laughing."
Yeah, laughing at my times table problems that I had.
It was funny sad because you're laughing as you're telling it.
No, I'm very sad about it. That's laughing just so I don't cry. So I was Carol had popcorn yesterday.
Yeah,
in the newsroom, and she was
smelled great.
Yeah, so that's what I said. I think popcorn smells great, but I hate the way it tastes.
What?
So yes. So every time,
Are you an alien?
there's no telling. I don't know. My every time I go to a theater, because obviously that's what a theater smells like, is popcorn, because it permeates everything.
Yeah.
And I always think I've got to have some, and then I get it. Sit down in the seat. I'll have like 4 bites of it, and then I'll say, "Why did I get this?" I do it every single time.
Movie theater popcorn is also different than popcorn that you make at home, like microwave popcorn or air pop popcorn, because movie theater popcorn is that heavy, greasy, buttery, yellow, greasy. It's just heavy, and it's like the first 2 bites of movie theater popcorn are, "This is the best thing ever," and the third bite, you realize, I don't even want to be alive anymore. This is horrible.
That is incorrect.
No, it's true.
It's the second bag where you get sick of it.
Second bag?
No,
They give you
no.
refills on those big ones.
I would never know because I don't get that far.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone? Well, obviously, Ranj hasn't. I have gone into a movie theater to get popcorn and left, like not gone to see a movie. Just, hey, do you guys want to get movie theater popcorn? And I'll go in.
I've heard of people doing
Actually,
that.
you know what? Andrew mentioned that. Andrew Stoles with the Glover Show. He mentioned that he's done that where you stop by and pick it up. It's a thing. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people
I
doing
didn't-
that.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of people did it. I didn't know if it was a thing, but I mean, you can get in, right?
But you got to do that without getting the butter that they put on there because it's going to be nasty by the time you get home.
Yeah,
But
you
that's
do
you got to
eat,
eat.
That's the
like,
good stuff,
white
But
though,
you got
chocolate.
to
right?
eat that like right away though. Like that's good when
Mhm.
you have it hot and fresh and all that. If you let it sit there, it's all soggy and nasty.
Well, I guess it depends on how far away you live.
Well, this is true, but even yeah, it's fair. Maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe. But then you got set up the movie, get yourself all in. I mean, like
You know what? I live pretty close to. I live in the Central West End. I could go into the Chase Park Cinema. I should try this.
do this. Take it home.
I think I
This is
should
like
do this.
in
I thought you
Frontenac-
said you don't like it.
I
though.
don't,
Yeah.
but maybe it'll change my mind.
If you're doing it at home.
Yeah.
In Frontenac, there's a movie theater, and the
Oh, yeah.
concession stand is right there. Just, I mean, they don't have a food court at the Frontenac Mall, so you could just get the movie theater popcorn.
Great idea. The best combination that I can, the only thing that can make popcorn kind of palatable is if I have a cherry Coke with it.
Oh, you know what?
That's a good.
Gotta
thing.
have
I
the
love
popcorn cherry
Coke.
Coke.
I haven't had
Yeah,
cherry Coke since
good.
grade school, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I almost bought
If
yesterday?
you love it that much, why has it been so long?
Well, I don't really drink soda, but guess what I saw yesterday that I almost bought. I didn't buy it.
Yoo-hoo.
Cream soda. Do you
Oh,
remember
I like cream
Yeah,
soda.
right? Yeah.
Do I remember it? Of course.
I feel like all of this is from the old timey days.
Yeah.
But it was a bottle of cream soda. and
Amy's like, you remember sarsaparilla?
Yeah. Well, I picked up the cream soda and I was like, I should buy this. And I spun it around and there was 76 grams of sugar in a cream soda. Now it was a larger bottle. Okay. Oh, I have a food hot take. I forgot. I wanted to ask you guys this.
You got 2 minutes.
I would eat Chipotle or take Chipotle over a lobster dinner 10 times out of 10. I think Chipotle is better than a fancy lobster dinner.
I love Chipotle, and you are nuts.
Yeah, I'm with Kevin on this.
I don't know. I went out.
Lobster is so. Give me those little sea cockroaches. I
Yeah.
will. Oh, I
But do you
love
eat
them.
it? It's about the butter, though. It's all it
No,
is
it's
a
not.
vehicle for butter.
Other things are good
No,
with
it
butter,
isn't.
but they're not lobster
Would
with
you
butter.
eat lobster without butter?
Yes, I have.
What? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
scratch that
They do
argument
these
off my
things.
list.
Yeah.
But
Great
no, my
thought.
sister and I went out last night. We were just hanging out. We decided to go to Chipotle. We sat outside, a gorgeous evening, a little warm. Had the Chipotle, and I thought this is better than a lobster dinner.
I'll tell you what, though.
But as a good dinner, though.
If I can get some lobster Chipotle, I'm in.
Lobster just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah,
Right.
that would be so good.
Yeah, I
Although
can
it'd be
even
kind of
eat-
a waste, though, to
It'd
put
be
all
a
that
waste.
stuff on lobster. Like, if you're going to eat something as good as lobster,
You
or
just you
crab,
want to taste it
you
by
kind of
itself.
want it by itself, or like crab cakes where it's just like a little bit of either bread or crackers with some
Yep.
seasoning. It's not
But see,
like
I think I just don't like lobster because I would take a great halibut steak or a salmon
that's great too.
over lobster.
I would not take salmon over that though.
I would.
Salmon's too common.
Always get the halibut.
Why do you get it?
So
Just for
good,
the
though.
halibut.
Oh damn it, you guys!
Oh, don't high five me over it.
We got like some stupid
I'm going to
vaudeville
Nashville
couple
this
across
weekend.
from me.
That you asked what I'm doing this weekend. I'm going to Nashville. Shout
Amy's
out,
probably going to a vaudeville
Yeah.
show.
shout
going to-
out to
yeah.
Eric Strand and Drury Inn. I'm staying at Drury Inn. They just won all these awards. They're up there as far as awards with the Four Seasons in Ritz-Carlton. Drury Inn, right
Nice.
here in St. Louis and based out of St. Louis. Congrats to Eric.
I love
Have-
the Drury people.
Have fun. Watch Godfather. We'll see you guys on Monday. DGS is coming up next on KMOX.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise